H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, and sometimes Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today, y'all know what today is. My favorite day of the week. It's happening to be Women Rock Wednesday. Women, we always just, let me tell you something. We celebrate women every time this show comes on. Let's get that straight. Let's get that straight. But Wednesday, we just take out a day. Guess what? Men today, my starting five is all women. I'm just waiting on them to come on Wednesday. If it's a question answered, a woman is thrown in front of the question. I'm gonna make sure her question get answered first. It's just, it's just Women Rock Wednesday. Y'all know how I feel about it, but we might have some new listeners, so it might not know. So what I want to share with you today is it's just, I got some powerful stuff I want to share with y'all today. Sometimes when you have so much stuff inside of you, you just don't know where to start. But first of all, I'm gonna start with my ladies over here. Let me every day we give the starting five, the first five people who sign up to the feed. And today is all women. Somehow my y'all, it's kind of bothering me a little bit. Hold on. Somehow my lighting is not right. Y'all need to get, they need to get it right, because I don't like it. Do something. I don't like my writing. Maybe it's my background, but I like my lighting right. But let me look at my ladies. Let's see what we got. Let me go. I got Karen Thomas. I got Dale Griggs is in the building. I saw Mindy. I saw, hold on, let me make sure I got everybody. I saw, let me see. I saw Mindy Collins. Oh, Brandy Nickerson in the building. Mate Cora is in the building. Those are my five women. I know I got some coming in. And let me see. I might have some over on this other side that, they didn't say nothing. I mentioned Brandy. Yes, I did. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure. I got a couple of devices here. But happy Women Rock Wednesday to you ladies. If you look in the background, that's an event that I went to this weekend, a women's empowerment brunch. Let me tell y'all something. Given by a lot of people, but James Harden hosted it. And this was at his restaurant. If you never had a chance to go inside 13, that's a look. I was sitting, as you can see, I guess I was sitting over here at this table, and I just, just took a short video so I could put it on the show. But let me share in some things about that women's brunch. Powerful Black women was in that party. It was doctors, lawyers, scientists, all kind of people, ladies in this building, man. And I just sit back. James' mama said, "You just sit in the corner and just observe." I said, "Yes, I did." I mean, sometimes when I'm around all of this greatness, uh, powerful women in that place, man. You got Yolanda Adams. Let me call some. First of all, shout out to Pilar Donnelly. This the young lady who put this thing together, along with James and Impact 13 Foundation. They put this whole weekend together. They gave back the kids. They get this every year. This caps off the event. You know, I think I showed y'all the other day. Let me find it for you. All the women. They took a picture of all of them outside. Let me make sure I got it for you. That's all of the women who were there at the event. Uh, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I consider myself blessed just to be in there around them. I'll show you a little couple clips of but shout out to Pilar. Let me tell you who else was in that place. Sarah Marie Lee, the National Director of Accounts for Sports and Entertainment for the Post Oak Hotel. She works hand in hand with Tilma Fertitta, powerful young woman in this position. She is responsible for securing. I think we ain't got but 30 NBA teams. Might be 24 of the NBA teams now stay at the Post Oak Hotel. I shouldn't have told y'all that information, though. They'll be over there messing with them guys when they come to town. They used to stay at the Four Seasons. The Four Seasons are a little outdated, a little old, but it's right across the street from the place. But if you ever get a chance to go to the Post Oak, and if you've ever been there, you understand why these teams said, "I want to stay in the Post Oak." But shout out to her. Shout out to Corinne Pinto, managing partner for what is Lux for who? Lux for 44. Lux for 44. She gave me what 44 was, and I got to go back. That's a luxury lifestyle management. These young women entrepreneurs, y'all. What we talking about? Let me see who was else in the place. Who else we had? Brenda Dayron. She was a celebrity divorce attorney. I wish I had a met her because I wanted to know. So you don't mess with, if you're not a celebrity and not getting a divorce, you don't use them. I'm just kidding, but she was in the building. Kim Edwards, an artist, an entrepreneur, she was in the building. Attorney Casimir Terry, if y'all know her, she was in the building. Christy Reed, a realtor, she was in the building. A comedian called Chris Tales. She called her Miss Laugh a Lot, something like that. Miss Laugh a Lot. So she was in the building. It's just Ebony Ward, the young lady who manages what's the guy? Future. Then the young lady Keisha and Yolanda Adams just blew me away. It's Women Rock Wednesday. And I got to share with y'all a couple of things, nuggets that she gave, and share the show because your friends might need the hitters. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I'm just gonna pick one.
We are is not the last place we're going to end up, and that this is just the stopover to where we're about to go to, and it's also the stopover of where we're going through. I don't mean to tune up right now, but if you start looking at your life in that aspect, first of all, your heart is going to open in so many ways that you find out, wow, I don't need such and such and such and such to prove to the world that I am who I am, because I'm already divinely created. I already came to this earth with every tool and talent that I need to succeed. I'm not trying to be somebody else across the road, across the street, or in another country. I am so fearfully and wonderfully made that nothing and no one can stop God's purpose for me. Okay.
I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, James Harden put this together. You got to realize he got his mother and his sister were very instrumental in his life. So when he top off his weekend, he always ended. You got to remember when the weekend kind of builds up, it builds up into this, and he's going to empower women to be great. Shout out to James Harden, man. Let's not forget this now. You know, because I wouldn't have been there if he none of these women, none of us would have been there if he wouldn't have put this thing together. So we got sometimes I know, well, he can't make but believe you me, stay on the show. I got some for y'all. I got some for you for a minute. But let me go again. Let me give another one. Yolanda Adams said something. She wasn't finished. Watch this.
And their children. And some of them were handling parents who were not able to work as well. So I had to understand that the moment that I was in was not just about me. Because we can get so me oriented and so me defined that we forget all of who we are spreads out. And it spreads out to people who are closest to us, like our family members, our spouses, our kids, but it also spreads out to our family members who are rooting for us, who have invested in our businesses, who've been praying for us. If they couldn't give us money, they gave us time. And they're
couldn't give you money, but they gave us time. Man, this woman was, listen, my arm was getting tired and I wanted to make short takes of it, but this was one of the most amazing things. And I've been all over the world, but this is one of the most, and I missed the years before, because I ain't gonna tell you, I just didn't get up. I didn't get up and say, I ain't going to a woman's brunch, but I was told I need to be there this time. And I had to see this. Robert, you empower women all the time. They told me, Robert, you empower women all the time. You have to be here to see this. Share this show because it's some women out here that need to hear this. I think I got one more clip from Yolanda, but this is all took place. So women, get your weight up. You need to be a part of this. You need to be a part of this. This should have been up in the top, in the basement, all over. It should have been, people should have been standing outside like they were doing a basketball game in Portland, standing outside 2 days earlier to be able to be a part of this event. Y'all, we got to realize somebody in this somewhere done switched the price tags on what's valuable in life. We value spending 24 hours outside to get into a free basketball game. And we did value this because this was well covered. But the people should have been waiting outside and hoping to get a site to be in here. Check this out.
It's so good to see you all. I just love being surrounded by amazing energy, amazing smiles. I just love what God put together, so this is going to be so awesome. Just hold on to your seat, okay?
All right. With that, let me tell y'all something, man. It was unbelievable to me. Like I said, thanks again, James Harden. Thanks to these women. And I called their names out. Thank you, Pilar, for putting this thing together. Thank you, Emmanuel Willis, for putting this thing. That's James Harden's mama and AJ, his sister. Dave, let me tell you something, man. It just make me proud. Having 5 sisters. You follow me? Having 5 sisters. Having a daughter. Who I always call my princess. Let me tell you something, man. Heavy, heavy, heavy day. Shout out to James. Shout out to those women. And shout out to these young women, these black women who made history at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship. For the first time in the U.S. Gymnastics Championship, 3 black women, senior gymnasts, swept the competition and made history. Connor McClain, Shalise Jones, and Jordan Childs have collectively broken a barrier, etching their names into the history books. Now, earlier this year, McClain, Sky Blakely, and Imaj Frazier, by sweeping the Winter Cup, let's just say it's a great age for black girl magic and black women in sports that was almost almost inaccessible to black gymnasts. And now I see why these people don't want them in there. Because they're going to take over. Wherever we go. Those powerful women in this movie, this picture behind me, shout out to them. They're going to do something great. They don't even know why they were chosen for such a time as this. Go read the book of Ruth. Such a time as this, these women, they got together. A lot of them think they just came in there for a brunch. But it's going to be business connections made. It's going to be situations made. I mean, I know that it's several of them in there that I see where I can plug in and do business with. So shout out to those women. Shout out to James Harden. And just a powerful moment. And ladies who are in business, reach out to the James Harden Foundation and submit your name. I don't know the process. I was just invited, and so glad I was. It changed my life for the better. It just made me think a lot, boy, for what these women going through. Like I told y'all, Black women start more businesses than any other demographic in the world. Small businesses, they start them. So shout, yes, Robert Young, you really can do business with them. Yeah, but shout out to those. Shout out to show, everybody. I know y'all just listening to me, but it's a great time to thumbs up on, because I'm going to share something with you, because happy birthday to Kobe Bryant. And I got to share a story with y'all about this, about Kobe. And it might affect. I think it'll get you. So share the show right now. If you on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, because I'm gonna share with you something. And I was thinking about this event. I was thinking about Kobe Bryant's birthday. I mean, the day Mamba Day. But I remember something he said before he passed away. He said, if I had the power to turn back time, I wouldn't use it. He said, if I had the power, he said, because if I used it, then every moment that you go through means absolutely nothing, because you can always go back and do it again. So it loses its flavor and its beauty. When things are final, the moments never come again. This dude was just heavy, man. This man can be considered an icon on what I'm going to share with y'all today. I want to give you some about Kobe you can use. I'm not going to talk about his stats. No. I'm going to give you something about him you can use. He operated like he knew his time was limited. Makessa Charles, Sonia Billingsley, who else? Chuck McGowan, share the show. Share the show, because your people going to want to come back and listen to this one again. He proved that the most important thing we have in life is time. And at the end of the day, Sonia Billingsley, you probably know how many shoes you have. Who else on that feed? Kevin Freitman, you might know how many TVs you have. You might know how much money you have. But you don't know how much time you have. You don't. That's why it's so valuable. He respected his time. Look how much he achieved in such a short time. The man wrote children's books. He had stacks of them waiting to be released when he passed. Y'all hear me? His family look at him as a man, not as an icon. But he didn't waste time. Listen, y'all, I hope we can be half as efficient as he was with his time. Thank you, James Harden, for your time. Thank you, Sarah Lee, for your time. Thank you, Corinne Pinto, for your time. Pinto, for your time. Thank you, Pilar Connolly, for your time. Thank you, Yolanda Adams, for your time. Kobe died spending time with the people he loved and the people that loved him. He had a beautiful life, y'all. He was mindful, listen to this, he was mindful of who he spent his time with, what he spent his time doing, and where he spent his time. He defined how we should spend our time. I'm so glad I spent my time with those women at that brunch. Instead of trying to get the last word, Kobe was always working on the next thought. When he was on the court, it was always working on the next play. Sometimes a play got to be modified. So, you got to pivot. Always working on the next thought. Oh, listen to me, y'all. Apply this in your life. Let me know if y'all out there, because I don't know. I ain't seen nobody say. Let me know if y'all out there. Apply this in your life. Who, what, and where. Apply this in your life, Robert Young. Who, what, and where. His contribution to the sport, he went above and beyond. I'm not going to waste your time. Like I said, compliment him on his sports achievements. But it's a sports show. Sometimes I have to throw that in there. Let's use his untimely demise to remember how he applied himself. The record shows it. We should use this as a guideline. That is Moody. The money didn't make him. Have y'all ever noticed nobody discusses Kobe's money? Have y'all noticed that? He's a billionaire. I want us to use this as a navigation app in our life. Install the app into your life. Download it. Open it up. And properly manage your life like he did. What's up, Kirk Dorsey? What are you doing with your time? Sonya, what are you doing with your time? Dad Moody, what are you doing with your time? I know what you're doing with your time. Let's benefit from his passing. It's Kobe Bryant's birthday today. Let's not mourn it. Yo, he didn't have to get married. He did it at a young age. That's why his parents were so mad at him. Joe Lewis. Y'all help Joe Lewis out. Y'all help Joe Lewis out. He missed it. Keep listening, Joe. You'll know what I'm talking about. In other words, apply the way Kobe Bryant, Joe Lewis, use his time. Use it as a navigation app. I just use it as a metaphor. Use it as a metaphor. We see what Kobe was doing his time. What are you doing with yours? Let's apply ourselves. You saw what he was doing with his life. Efficiently, appropriately, and with the right people. His time is over, but time ain't over. There has been such a tremendous outpour about Kobe Bryant, about his demise. But this is a lesson all of us can learn from. And if you will apply it, it will absolutely change your life. How are you spending your time? Look at your ledger look at the ledger of your activities. This Sunday, I spent time at church, out on a boat, at the brunch, at Ruck on the Wood. Spend the next few days not letting no one waste your time. No, I'm not going to discuss Rodman wanting to help Brittany out. Not right now. Talking about Kobe Bryant right now, Kendrick Lewis. Quit giving people the benefit of the doubt with your time. No matter how they disguise it. Let them know, respect my time. Think about it, y'all. We lost Kobe in the third quarter of his life. Had he been allowed to finish the fourth quarter, did I tell you? He had stacks of children's books he's already written, ready to go to print in his office in Newport. What defined Kobe is he grew into knowing the value time was. Look at what he was doing with those girls. Look at the business dealings. Don't let basketball be the definition of Kobe Bryant. Just like I kept saying, don't let basketball be the definer of Bill Russell. I'm going to ask y'all something. What do you believe the most important thing you have been blessed with? I can help you. It's time. Listen to me. Time is more important than your mama. Why? How can you do something for her if you don't have time to do it? You cannot separate time from any act you are doing. You spending time right now on the chop shop. When I think about Kobe, who he spent his time with. Can I help you with something? What's up, Calvin Murphy? HISD varsity games back on campus. Okay. I can't get nobody back on campus, but I'm going to help you. Y'all know the helicopter that they went down in? The helicopter was about time. Because he lived in Newport. His business dealings was in LA. That the helicopter saved him time to get back to pick up his kids from school when he go to practice. Time. The helicopter was about time. My question is, what have you been doing with your time? William Penn said, time is what we want most, but use worst. Wow. If time was money, many of us would be emotionally bankrupt because we allow too many psychological charges, mental debits, emotional withdrawals, without enough spiritual deposits. A man who dare waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Life is about time spent. The greatest equity that we can ever buy is time spent. That's why fellas, when y'all try to go buy them gifts and try to go buy them this, and they say, I just want your time. Your time. I can buy my own gifts. I can't buy the time with you. Kobe had a singular purpose. Just wanted to share that with y'all because I didn't want you to waste your time when you're in this chop shop, I got to give you something. Because you're taking out your valuable time to log in. But if you're on YouTube, thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Nicholas. Nicholas is just Nicholas, man, it's just Nicholas. I was on the golf course yesterday, Nicholas. Two of my favorite older guys was on the golf course. We sit there and talk to him. One of them always messing with me, and he said he always mess with me because he just sees so much in me. Then the other one, he said two older gentlemen. They just, I love them, right? This happened just yesterday. Went by just to check on, just messing around. I walked off and went and just played a few holes. Do you know, during the time I was out there playing, I just left these two guys. I think both of them in their 70s. The 70s, late 60s or something. Somebody called. Said, Robert, come here. One of the guys was playing with me. Said, Robert, come here. Listen to this. Both of those gentlemen, one of them going to put his golf clubs in the car, kind of fainted or whatever, fell back, hit his head. Older gentleman. Ambulance had to come get him. I just left him. Time. The other one, who just saw that, sit on the back of his truck and said, I don't feel good. And he leaned over. This yesterday. Rob, yesterday. Ambulance had to come get him. They were just out there playing golf. Sun wasn't out yesterday that bad. That's value the time. They're all right. Both of them are all right now. Just right before I came on the show, found out. But listen, all I was thinking about, I just left these guys. I wish I had stayed there with them. I wish I would have stayed there with them. But Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute, man. Share the show. Yeah. Had to give you that one. Because both of them are all right now. Shout out to Chris Walker's grandmother. Great diagnosis. She's doing better. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute.
The Cox Pradia Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW. The Cox Pradia Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. A shout out to the Chicago Sky. They won. They're going to I think it's the semis. Somebody sent me some stuff about them, and their boss, the coach, young man who happened to be this is why I hate to have this stuff. The young man who happened to be the coach and the GM of the team, James Wade, was named the WNBA Executive of the Year. James Wade of the Chicago Sky. Named Executive of the Year. They was just talking about him. It was announced yesterday. It's now yesterday, a couple of days ago. And shout out to the Chicago Sky. Shout out, just for you, Thaddeus Moody. He lives in, y'all, we got a person that on this show that watches faithfully from Chicago. We got people that watch from all over the world. Derek Johnson, wherever he is, he's in the armed services, wherever he is. But this young man, James Wade, is a brother. He's executive of the year, and shout out to him. Something else I had in Hard Knocks. Have y'all been watching? Listen to me. I know I told y'all not to watch no football. I tell y'all not to watch football, but I know football is a hard game. But this Hard Knocks, man, it's on HBO, y'all. Y'all got to watch. It's just so much stuff. It's so many moving parts. Yeah. Y'all remember? Y'all remember last week I talked about the quarterback that might get cut because he made a bad play at the end. Boy, he made a great play this week. That's what I love about sports. It's unbelievable. And I hope y'all. I'm trying to wait on Chris and Jimmy. I'm waiting on them to text me when they're gonna come in. But before I get into some more stuff, but I saw a text. Okay. I saw a post. And the post was about this young man right here. Okay. No, it's Women Rock Wednesday, but guess what? It's about this young man right here. Okay. Young man, J. Cole. And I just a post. Okay. Let me scoot him to the side, man. I can't be having him cover me all up. Hold up, Jay. Let me get to Jay. Let me scoot Jay down. Let me scoot Jay over a little bit. Jay, you can't be covering up Robert Haddon now. No, I was just messing around. But, young man, somebody posted this, sent it to me. They said, Robert, rapper J. Cole, because listen to me, I don't know not one thing he sings or raps, but guess what? When I found out this information about him, I think I'm going to go start watching or listening to him a little bit. I'm going to support him, okay? They say, rapper J. Cole, and y'all, hold up, let me see. Chris Walker said yes. Let me see what he said. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hey, y'all. I love these guys that I work with, man. They unbelievable. But okay, is music nice? Okay, that's good. Share the show. J. Cole is worth $117 million. I don't know. This is what they say. He rides around on a bike with no guns, no security, and no one bothers him. And I'm gonna tell you why this hit home with me. My son moved to from Wall Street area to Tribeca a few months ago. And the first thing he told me was, Dad, guess who I just saw? I went for a run, walking out. He lived right in the building next to mine. I said, who? J. Cole. I said, oh, okay. He said he out there just by himself. I ain't gonna tell you what he said he was doing. He was using cannabis. I put it like that. But let me bring you in, Chris. We're talking about J. Cole. But he said, this is what they said. This the tweet. Let me get J. Cole. Y'all know who he is. Let me get him off the screen. Talking about J. Cole. Somebody sent me somebody sent this to me, Robert. Said, Robert, share this with your viewers. He said, rapper J. Cole is worth $117 million. He rides around on a bike with no guns and no security, and no one bothers him. No one bothers him. I said, okay. He said he's not stunting, he's not flossing, he's not messing, he's not messing with other guys' girlfriends. This somebody sent this to me. He's not mocking guys who are less fortunate. Does this happen in rap video? Because I don't listen to rap. So they mess around with other guys' girl. Wait a minute. I know they stunt. I know they floss. I didn't know. So they mess around with other guys' girlfriends. I know somebody that's on this show does. I ain't gonna call his name. He's not mocking guys. Somebody said I was low. I was trying to talk low. It was an effect that I had because I'm so loud. People, you want me to? Yeah, hold up. Y'all don't want me to turn this damn mic up. Okay. So let me finish. They say he's not mocking guys who are less fortunate. They do that on rap albums. They say he's humble, he's respectful, he has no beef, he has no enemies. I don't know about that because everybody have enemies. He does not boast of being a gang member. He's not He does not claim to be a killer. He sows positive energy, peace, and charity, and he reaps a good, quiet life that most rappers could never live. Respect hip hop legend. I'm gonna start listening to his music. Somebody sent this to me because they know that I don't. You know how you are. They know I don't listen to rap. So Chris, they sent this to me, and I just wanted to say. They said share this with your public. You might know a lot about him more than I do. All I know, my son's he lived close by Robert in Tribeca. So you might have your own J. Cole story because you lived in New York. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, man? I'm not a J. Cole fan. I like his music though, but I'm not like a super fan.
Okay.
But
so you like the gangster rap?
No.
What kind of rap you like? Who your favorite rap? Drake. Who your favorite rap?
I like Drake. I like Ricky Rose. I like a few guys that I think are good rappers. I mean, some of their music I don't like at all. I don't like everything about all of them. But,
guess who they say I like?
Jack Harlow. Right.
I do.
You're appropriation dude, man.
No, I just like the one song, man.
Yeah,
First Class. Hey, man, I like First Class. Y'all get mad at me. I wish I could play it on the show, but they'll cut us off.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
I like First Class. I can't play it because they'll cut us off. Facebook will shut us down. It's copyrighted music. I can't play it on the show.
I understand that, but I'm saying he pirated somebody else's and he just put some rap on it, man. Come on, man.
Who is Benny the Butcher? They said that's who you look like.
That's not what he says. That's who I like.
That's who you like. Okay. Thank you, Sonya. It's Women Rock Wednesday, Jimmy. So Chris. So you better shout out to the women.
And listen, all I know is, man, I've been waiting on Sonya Billingsley. I'm waiting on all of them. Not one of them have showed up on the Chop Shop yet. And I understand why. I understand why though. Fear is a motivator, but fear is something that'll stop you from doing a lot of things, and fear stops them from thinking about even challenging me. So it's all good though. No big deal.
You know what? Where's Kim Jackson? If y'all find out what Kim is, I know Karen Thomas ain't scared of you. Sonya definitely ain't scared of you. Mindy, I think Mindy might be a little nervous about you, Chris. I know Sonya not.
Mindy is a closet cowboy. Mindy is a closet cowboy fan, so that's what that is. So we don't need to worry about that.
Hey man,
I'm not even gonna call him out
Chris,
today.
Can you ever be on a show and not talk about the Cowboys or LeBron James? Can you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. LeBron James is still listen. It's raining today and down in H-Town. We're down in H-Town. If LeBron was down there, he would negotiate, say, "Layla, we need a couple more days of sunlight, man. Chill out on the rain." You know what I mean? You know how it is, Hatter. LeBron James will do everything. Come on, man.
Guess what I got for y'all? Hold on. I meant to tell y'all this last week. Hold on, y'all. I got something for y'all.
Hatter, you watched Hard Knocks yesterday, didn't you?
Ooh, but let's get to this. Before I get to Hard Knocks, because I forget. Let me tell y'all something, ladies. I got to give y'all this. Go to tsusports.com. Football season tickets are on sale. Call for more information. They got Alabama State, Jackson State, Grambling State, all at the PNC Stadium. Then you got Lincoln U on the campus. Hold up, y'all. On the stadium. So call. I'm trying to see.
Lincoln U.
Yeah.
Who they playing? TSU?
TSU in the homecoming. That's
Lincoln from Philadelphia?
That's the homecoming. Man, quit. Yeah. So what? You hater. Villanova ain't got no football team.
Yes, we do.
I ain't never heard.
Yes,
of
we do.
But
champion.
But do me a favor.
Champion.
But Chris, I don't want you to interrupt this. Go to tsusports.com and get your football season tickets. Just go get your football. We're gonna have a ball up in this spot. Okay? Robert Hatter gonna be in the building, huh?
You going to an HBCU game? Oh Lord.
Chris.
Oh, you know what? You work for the university now. I forgot about that.
Chris.
You work for the university.
Hold up. Since you want to say something.
You work for the university now. Oh, you couldn't wait. That's why you brought this up.
Since you want to, I didn't go there, y'all. I didn't go there, but when Jimmy said you got the show and tell. I'm going to show and tell class.
You pulling that cubic out, that cubic zirconia?
Do I? TSU. Do I go to HB? Do I support HBCUs?
I know your money went to HBCU. I'm saying
I
do you
know.
support?
Yes, my daughter went. Yes, yes. But Chris, oh my goodness, Chris, look at the ring. The ring had her got my name on it. So hey, I'm sorry, Chris. Now what were you saying? What were you
Listen,
saying?
man.
Hey, Chop Shop. I need y'all to get season tickets to the game. Okay? All right? If you don't want to go, give them to your friends. Get season tickets because they're going to be electronic tickets and you can transfer them to your friends and that.
Who they gonna transfer him to?
Man, shut up. Hold up. The Texas Southern University. How
Who
about
they gonna
that?
transfer him to?
How
What's
about
up, Rick Godfrey?
Hey, Rick
See, we got
Godfrey,
Rick
I don't
Godfrey
want
on here.
I don't
Rick
want to be
Godfrey,
talking about no
I didn't know
Prairie
you
View
were
right
listening.
now.
I'm
I'm talking about
staying off of
TSU.
TSU.
Hey, hold up. Prairie
Rick
View didn't
Godfrey
give
on there. I'm
hold
chilling
up.
out.
Hold up. I can't talk about Prairie View.
Man,
Prairie
you
View
gonna
didn't
have
give
you gonna have
Prairie
you
View
gonna
didn't
have
give me
Byron
one of
on you.
these.
Boy, you gonna have Byron on you, man. You
I don't
better chill
care.
out with that.
Prairie View did not give Robert Hatter one
You
of
gonna
these.
have Byron on
Well,
you,
that
man. You gonna
called
have them
Byron.
PSU. You gonna have
Prairie
them
View did not give me one of these. That's all I can say. The truth, hey, the truth will make you free.
Just so you know, I was on with some of my colleagues from CBS. You know, we're talking about the HBCU All-Star game during the Final Four. A lot of you, if you don't know, the Final Four will be in Houston this year, and the HBCU All-Star game will be at Texas Southern. So there's going to be a Texas Southern. So we're trying to put together an initiative. We got to sell that thing out. A lot of things to be talked about in the future. We'll probably talk about in the Chop Shop. Obviously, they'll talk about it when the season starts. But the HBCU All Star Game will be at TSU during the Final Four, and the inaugural game was on CBS. Was last year at UNO and was not on the HBCU campus, which is interesting for whatever reason. But this time it will be. And for the Final Four, we need to show up at the Final Four.
Absolutely.
You know, we need to show up at the Final Four and support Travis and his initiative. It was a dream that he had of he used to be the head coach of Tennessee State. So we need,
okay.
oftentimes we talk about these coaches and everybody not being able to come together and make this thing a success. It was not greatly attended last year, but this year we got to do a good job because it's Houston. I'm not directly. I will be somewhat involved. I don't think I'll be doing the broadcast. Hopefully, I'll do the one I did last year, the other All-Star game. But Avery Johnson did it last year, who played HBCU,
So, yeah.
and Clark Kellogg, who's our number one guy at CBS. So they gave it the proper attention.
Yeah. But
To let people know they were serious. But we got to get butts in the stands.
so Houston, Chop Shop. I don't want to hear it. Let me tell you, that's April 4th, first weekend in April.
First weekend, it'll probably be that Saturday. No. It'll be either that Friday. No, it'll be that Friday. It'll be the day before. It'll be the day before that All-Star game.
So Chop Shop, we going to show up and show out. If we got to have Chop Shop shirts for everybody, we going to show up and show out because you heard what Chris said.
Well, you know we got to have a Chop Shop party at the Final Four now. You know that, right? We're going to have to do that.
Done deal. Real Chop Shop. Not a real Chop Shop party this time.
A real Chop Shop party.
Say no more. Say no more.
Doing the Chop Shop party.
Okay.
That is happening.
Done deal. Done deal records.
That is happening. I mean, that is, ooh, my goodness.
Yes.
And nobody has any excuse. It's going to be we're going to do it on the weekend.
Coach,
you have to be there.
I got the venue already.
Oh, it's a done deal.
Okay.
Nobody got any excuse.
Say no more.
Chop Shop party.
Listen to me, y'all.
Corey, bring your broke knees down here from Dallas. You're going to drive your butt on down here. We want everybody. Herb, we're going to have restrictions. Actually, Herb came to the party in New Orleans. Herb came to the party in New Orleans.
Intercept Wines and Charles Wilson's Bourbon will be in the building at the Chop Shop party, Chris.
Love it. Rick Godfrey.
I'm going to get on that right now. Thank you, Chuck McGowan. Check Intercept Wines and Charles Wilson Bourbon Whiskey. Don't be in the building.
And even if you don't drink Rick Godfrey, we'll have Similac there. You'll be okay. We're gonna take care of you.
Yes,
we'll
do
bring
like
the
me.
Similac, and we'll bring the Similac for you too. Bring the Similac.
No. You're not drinking ginger ale. Ginger ale look like a drink.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness, this guy's ridiculous. Anyway,
Okay.
bottom line is, it's something with, everybody need to mark that on their calendar.
Okay.
We'll talk about the party moving forward.
Right.
The event, we'll make it a chop shop celebration, man, at the Final Four. But again,
That's good, Chris.
everybody well attended.
Let's
We need to
go.
make sure that we put that on the list to get people at that game. We need to sell that bad boy out, man, because again, CBS signed a 3-year deal with this deal. We want this to be something that they continue to support, and it'll be televised as well.
Hey, 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 and inside the party, the Boom Boom Room gonna have their own VIP. We gonna have a VIP room, a section just for the Boom Boom Room. So guess what? Y'all get listen. No, I'll put it like this, Chris. Avid Boom Boom Room, the people who support this show, we gonna even have a separate entrance problem for the booth. We're gonna have a red carpet line for the Boom Boom. We're gonna do something special. Yeah, we got to, Chris. We gotta do something
Right.
special for the Boom Boom Room. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Gotta do something. Gotta
No,
do something.
I agree with you. No, we definitely need to
Yeah.
do something that that people will not forget. That's
Right.
number one. And again, it's here in town, man.
Chris, you gonna
It's
make
here
me
in
bring.
town.
Chris, you gonna make me bring out my heavy hitters, man. See, now you got my brain churning now, Chris. You got my brain churning. Okay, all right. You give me enough
Oh,
time.
we need to make it big, man. We need to make it
Say
big.
no
I
more.
mean, this is
Say
our
no more.
chance to shine.
Say no
And
more.
people always remember that Final Four. I know I remember the last Final Four because there was a shot that was made by a certain team that beat while Jordan, 45 and 23, was sitting there courtside. And Chris Jenkins, that's Chris with a K, knocked down that jumper for Villanova to win its second national championship. So yeah, I remember that very well. I'm done. You can go now.
No. Okay. I happen to be at the game with. I have to be. Hey,
Yeah, I'm just saying,
can y'all
it's like,
imagine? Can y'all imagine me have to sit next to him
but here's the thing.
when that
No.
happened?
You're thinking about, I'm sorry, you're thinking about the second national championship we
The
won in
first,
San
the other one was
Antonio.
here. The other one, I was with you. I wasn't with you. I was by myself that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you remember the second one a few years later. I mean, I'm sorry, let me say that again.
Yeah.
A few
You're right.
years later, when we played Michigan,
You're right. You're right.
and we,
You're
I
right.
mean, that was just like
Yeah.
that was,
Yeah,
we just
you're right.
ran through.
You're right.
That was game run through. I mean, that wasn't even a close one at all.
My bad.
And
My bad.
anyway, but we coming back, my boy Kyle Neptune, man. Y'all get ready, man. Nova's back on the map, and we'll be. I mean, back on the map. We was in the Final Four last year when people didn't expect. I mean, this is crazy, man.
Y'all was in the
It's
Final
becoming
Four,
synonymous
and if
with
that,
Final
hey,
Four.
and if that kid didn't get hurt,
Probably national champions
Yeah.
again.
yeah.
Oh,
What's
my
his name?
God, man.
Is he back healthy?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
We don't know yet. We'll see. We don't release anything yet. Keep that,
Okay.
keep that under wraps, man.
Do your
Don't
thing.
release nothing yet. We'll
My
let
bad.
you know.
I like.
But let's talk about Hard Knocks, man, because I want to talk about. I don't know what time Jimmy's coming on. I
Yeah,
want to talk
that's all right.
about our interview yesterday with Coach Griff,
Mm-hmm.
and break that down, and then really how that kind of relates to you hit me late last night. I was probably asleep, and then we talked about Hard Knocks, and man, do they go after them or what? Do those coaches? Man, I love Deuce Staley, man. Goodness
I know.
gracious,
Yes. Yes.
I love.
What you muting yourself, Chris?
No, I said I love Deuce Staley. That's all I said. I love.
Oh,
Deuce
okay.
Staley.
But he, Deuce Staley is the assistant head coach. I like the title they gave him instead of the running back coach or the other guy. I think is another guy is the offensive coordinator. So they gave him assistant coach, assistant head coach, and coach. Those titles matter, right, Chris?
100% they matter. I mean, but I thought he was a play caller, but I could be wrong though.
Yeah,
I thought
no.
Deuce called the plays.
No, he didn't probably. It's another guy. It's another guy called the play. He's not the ace. He's not the offensive coordinator. And
They don't talk about him on Hard Knocks though. So
Oh, they don't
he's
talk
not
about him. Yeah,
the
Duke
center.
Staley is a character because Duke Staley. You got to understand, Jim. This is made for TV, so they trying to bring out the character. AG, he's the yin to Deuce's the yang. You know what I'm saying? You know he's the voice of reason and the voice of calm, and he the defensive coach. But what you were talking about, the man lost his voice, and he was still getting at him.
Digging in them. I mean, it
Man, what's wrong with your stuff over there, Chris?
nothing, man. That's the door opening, man. Calm down,
Oh,
man.
okay. I mean, you come on. It's just, I thought so you can't control it. Okay, long as you can't
Yeah, it's
control it.
uncontrollable.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, you cool then. My bad. But to tell me what was so, because you said, Robert, did you see Deuce Staley? He said a lot of parents don't understand the language that these people use at this next level.
I mean, they're just very direct, millions of dollars on the line. You see the one part about the kid who had been playing played basketball when he first came over here from Africa, played AAU, then he turned into a football player. Easy was his name, they told him.
Soft as doctor's
And
time.
what's that?
Soft as
Hey,
doctor's
what?
time. He's soft as
Yeah.
doctor's time. Keep
I
going.
mean, just
He gonna get
body,
cut.
he
He gonna
don't
get
have a
cut.
cut in his arm. I mean, he's definitely gonna get cut.
Yeah.
Ginsu, I call it. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's amazing how these guys don't understand how serious this stuff can be. Where a fumble. I mean, you could have a good day, bad day. And even when he was saying, "Hey guys, you guys are going through the drills. You're not going hard through the drills." And you know what's funny? You get kids; they love to work out the trainers, do them cone drills.
Uh-huh.
But when you get in those settings, kids don't like to practice, man. Dudes don't like to practice. And football's a different sport than basketball.
It is.
Football's a very different sport than basketball, more drill
Yeah.
oriented. The
Yes.
bottom
Yeah.
line is,
Uh-huh.
it's just a different deal when those guys start jumping on those young grown men about their careers. And those guys care. They probably go back in the room and cry. I mean, it's
Mhm.
serious, man. And at the end of it, they got families, they got a livelihood, and all those guys care about in that office is the bottom line.
Yeah. But Chris, you got to realize, don't but 53 guys make it. I know you talking about the practice squad. That's just 8 more people. 53 guys make the actual roster. They got 90 some guys in camp. So half of them guys got to go find. It's not no NFL Europe. They can't go overseas and play like in Russia and over there. They can't go. They can go to Canada. But those dudes in Canada are pretty doggone good. You follow me? So it ain't, and guess what? The Canadian season, then already started. You follow me? So by the time these guys cut here, the Canadian league is already gone. So, what do those guys, so guess what? They have to put up with it. They had one guy talking to his brother from prison. His brother was in prison. Did you see that part? One guy,
I saw that.
FaceTime and his brother. I didn't know you can FaceTime from prison now. Wow.
They probably did that as a special concession.
No,
For the show.
I beg to differ. Somebody gonna tell you it's possible. The XFL, Rick Godfrey, XFL. Come on, man. Come on, Chris. The XFL.
No, I'm just saying, like, that was interesting. He's talking about his brother, and I guess he had been in for a long time already.
A long
He said
time.
he was
Half of his
37.
life. Yeah,
And
half
I'm like,
of his
first
life.
thing I want to know is, what did he do?
At 17.
What did he do?
At 17.
What did he do?
Yeah. What did he do?
I mean, I want to know.
Yeah, because you knows it.
That's not why I wanted to know, but I mean, he had been there so long, and he had such, it's funny, I don't want to make fun of guys in jail. He had such profound advice for him. And it was so profound. You know what I'm saying?
No, he did. How not to be in there.
I know. It's not funny, but I'm like, he was so
No, how not to be in jail. He does
this
have.
is what you got to do, and this is that. And I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
And he's a beast. That kid's a beast.
No, he was running yesterday.
He gonna make the team.
I don't know if he'll make the team. He got to be a third quarter. Did you see how crazy Jamal Williams was acting, man? Man, what was wrong with him?
Listen, let me help you. Let me help you out. That's normal. That's normal. That's not over the top. Chris, them cameras just ain't in some of them camps. Chris, that's no, dudes, these dudes be psyched up. You think they crazy. And then you wonder, hold up, those same kind of guys got to come and coexist with a girlfriend or a kid. Chris, some kind of way, are you muting yourself intentionally?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay. I
No,
just
I
want
mean,
to
I'm
know.
just saying. Ooh,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
that's definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's. I don't even want to give in. I mean,
No.
delve into that because
I'm
that'll be
just
something
telling you.
that
Think
that's
about.
another level right there.
Just think about it. These guys play a violent game, a violent sport. They do this 7 days a week, and then they have to come home and turn that off. Then you wonder, you'd kind of be surprised about the domestic violence stuff that happens. Come on, man. Think about it. I'm glad you brought that up. Just think about it. Unbelievable. So what else on Hard Knock you find?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, that's an interesting point you bring up, but I'm just saying that, I don't want to cast any aspersions. Says
No,
anybody that plays in the NFL, those
no.
guys are probably, people that have anger management issues, but you know, sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. I'm sorry, like it's hard to think that those guys that play that intense game, that they don't have to deal with that on a daily basis because it is a very tough profession. And I was just watching something very small, and people that play football would know this. Just from those guys, when they were doing the scrimmage, the way those guys were hitting the ground, just getting tackled, like people don't understand how violent that game is, what those guys go through every single play. Even the practice stuff. I was like, oh my, they gotta do all that before they get to the game. And probably have been doing that for 20 years of their life. I mean, I'm like, man, that sport is crazy, man.
Now you
That is by far the toughest sport on the. It's not even close. That is the toughest sport. Period. I'm
now
sorry.
now you understand the reason for the movie Concussion. Why the NFL is. Don't you know? You remember yesterday I gave you a number. I said it's 75 car wrecks per practice. Those are car wrecks. Those hits they have the impact of you in a car wreck and jolting your body, Chris, and hitting your head up against something. Okay? 75 per practice, 75 car wrecks per game. That's why, Chris, if you remember, they shortened the kickoff. The players will look closer together because they didn't want to give them a bigger run and start to hit each other. He
But
said,
but bro, they that's still not stopping them
it's
because
not
the
stopping.
guys that are blocking are still hitting each other.
Yes,
Whether I mean that's
but
they remember the
Chris,
one guy Rodrigo. Think about how
oh my
crazy that
God, I
dude got
love
to
Rigo.
be, man.
Huh?
Rodrigo. Oh
Rodrigo.
God, he's crazy. He's crazy.
You don't care.
Rodrigo.
You have to be borderline. I won't want to call him crazy, Alpha Yo, but you got to be borderline something to play that game. I never forget. I never forget it, Chris. It's almost like yesterday. The Robert was going through the ranks, albeit he was a football player supreme. Man, that man got to the ninth grade. I was so glad when he said, Dad, you know what? I'm just going to focus on basketball. He don't know that was the happiest day of my life. I didn't want him playing anymore. I didn't tell him, I ain't gonna say, man, don't play your sport you love, because he loved basketball. He loved football. But
Man, let me tell you something. I played basketball. I tried to, I had one of those football coaches. I went to one of those schools. Those football coaches says, "Man, you too short to play basketball. You too short. You to come play football." You start listening to them, thinking they got your best interest. And I went to Milby. Milby's one of those places that didn't have football. Like, I mean, a really good football team. So we're in the, we're in the conference with Yates and all those different people. So obviously, Milby's gonna get dusted up. Jimmy hat game is on point. I gotta talk to Jimmy about his hat game. Nevertheless, I took my butt out there and tried to play in the spring game. Man, they broke my ribs. That was the last time I ever picked up a football in my life. That sport. I'm sorry. Just hitting the ground is rough in football. Forget about getting hit by somebody. Just getting hit in the ground is
Chris,
insane.
Chris, I'm sitting there telling you, 75 car wrecks. I know you having fun. I'm just telling you, this what was talked about in court. In practice, 75 car wrecks per practice. Some days they don't put on pads. They had to stop the pads. You can't pad.
Well, why do they put the little ugly things on top stop the impact? Explain that to me.
Let me help you. Nothing. Let me show you. What. That's
Exactly.
like, I'm finna show you what they did. Imagine you with that big old watermelon you got up top of your meat. Hold up. Imagine you in a bus and you not holding on to the thing. You know how I ain't holding. I'm too cool because it's nasty. I ain't got my sanitizer.
It is nasty, man.
And hold up. And the bus stop, bam, quick, right? Bam. Where you going to throw you? Straight to the front, straight and hit your head somewhere, straight to the front, right? Okay. Now, this what happens when they have a violent collision in football, right? But what the NFL did is like putting padding around the outside of the bus. How's it gonna help Chris on the inside? Them big old ugly pads. Chris, that's like you putting padding on the outside of the bus. So when the bus hit us I said, what are they doing? What do? They put a big old thing on the guys that get hit, Jimmy. I don't know if you've seen it, Jimmy. They got a big old thing.
They say it's supposed to lessen if both people are winning, lessen the impact.
That analogy that you use, Al, is a little bit.
No, this the analogy that they use in the court documents. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you what is more like.
You telling me? I'd rather listen to the court document and the expert.
Okay, the human being ain't going 40, 50 miles an hour, Hatter. That's why it's different if a bus have a wreck. Well, I'm saying to you,
excuse me. Hold up, stop. If the bus stops and throw Chris into the windshield, Chris gonna be concussed.
But that's not the reason for the thing on the padding on the outside of the helmet. It's the reason is to absorb contact, to minimize the impact pressure.
Jimmy, what I'm trying to tell you is not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop nothing.
Okay. So tell me this.
It's not gonna.
Have you ever went to the carnival and you rode the bumper cars? That's what those things serve the same effect as a bumper car. So a bumper car, that's why they have them. You run into people in the carnival back in the old days.
Under the inside of your brain, Jimmy Hicks, it's your brain. It knocks against your cranium.
It's two different purposes.
It ain't gonna stop. That little thing ain't gonna stop.
That's two different. It's gonna keep you from wrecking, from smashing the vehicle.
Jimmy. Zero. What you talking about?
Two different purposes.
Zero. What you talking about? Zero.
People put the bumper, the rubber on the bumper cars.
Jimmy, they done fooled you, Jimmy. They done fooled you.
Let's move on.
They done fooled you, Jimmy. It's all right. It's okay. I'm just telling you.
Two different purposes. That's all I'm saying. Your purpose is talking about the inside of it. Yes, if I got a cup of wine on my lap wearing white shorts and I have a wreck in the bumper car, that is not going to stop the wine from wasting on my shorts. No, the rubber is there to keep my bumper car protected. My bumper car, my helmet.
So you protecting the helmet. Huh? You don't want the helmet to get hurt.
That's exactly what they put the rubber on there for. I don't want the outside to get hurt. I ain't studying about the inside. That's two different reasons. You already know what the NFL do, what they care and what they don't care about. So what we saying now? All of a sudden now we want to wake up? We just went through Colin Kaepernick. We want to wake up now? Hell, man, shoot. Yeah. Now, speaking of football, Chris, I was looking at the list of new high school coaches in football in high school in Houston, and I saw a name that came out the paper on me. I said, wait a minute. This was an old basketball star who made all state, and I'm wondering, is this the same person?
Who, Tack Minor?
No, who went to Milby High School.
Sam Hines?
Right? At Westbury High School, the old coach was Darryl Colbert. He's taking over at Beaumont United now. DC went to TSU back in the day. The new coach name is Jarvis Kelly.
What?
Is that the same Jarvis Kelly that went to Milby? That was the basketball all-state player? He's coaching football?
He might be coaching. He may have a son coaching football. He may have a son on the team. He might have a son on because he got one left now.
Do we have a helmet on? Did he have? No, just kidding.
I ain't gonna say it.
No, he might. Hey, listen, man. He might have a son. He might be coaching football and basketball. You know how that is.
I was just wondering. Hey, shout out to the youngsters in Pearland. They survived to see another day. Hey,
they got it done yesterday. Well, hold up, man.
Shut out 4-0.
Hold up. See, you done brought this ugly subject up because I know you I know why you segueing. Because you talked about it. yesterday. The cotton on the boy's head.
Oh my God! How did you see that?
Yeah.
How did you see that?
Yeah, that's all.
Now, in case you guys haven't seen this or heard,
I ain't mad at the people. I would have slapped the
well,
I would have slapped the mess out of my son.
We gotta let him know what's happening. What happened?
You know, slap boogers out his nose. But go on, let him know. Go on, let him know what happened.
He say,
I would have slapped boogers out his nose. But keep going, Jim.
So to let them know, what happened. TMZ had released the story.
God.
That was a little league baseball player from one of the teams. I want to say Davenport, Iowa. Sounds about right. You guys can correct me. Well, he's a black kid. These are 11 and 12-year-olds in the Little League World Series. And according to the story, his teammates bust open a couple of the little toys that's filled with the little cotton stuff, the little toys that you see kids. They bust them open, took the contents out from inside the toys, which was cotton, and placed them on his head to make kind of like an afro on top of his head of cotton.
And he just sitting there.
And the little fella is just sitting there. He's not smiling. So he's not enjoying it. And
how do you know you wasn't enjoying? So I'm trying to figure out. That's what I asked you. How do you know you wasn't enjoying?
Jimmy though. Yeah. That's Jimmy.
How you know what?
How you know he enjoying it?
No, I didn't say he was enjoying it.
Oh, okay.
How you know he wasn't enjoying it?
Chris say how you know he wasn't enjoying.
Oh.
He was not smiling. He was sitting there. He was tolerating.
So you think they just impromptu did that?
Hey, listen to me, man.
Hey man, go on.
Listen to me, man. I ain't mad at them folks for doing it. If his little ignorant ass let them folks do him like that.
He's a kid,
man. He's 12 years old.
He's a kid.
My son gonna know, man, don't you let nobody. I would have came home. If you'd have came home, I said, all I want to know is, did you win the fight? Because I know we had to be a fight after that. I know you whooped 3 of them. The hell out of here. Sitting there letting them people put that mess on him. And then we're going to get mad and outraged at the people. No. 12 years old, Lord. They know everything else. They can recite every damn rap lyric. They can be feeling on girls. Don't you tell me about what 12 years old don't do, especially 12 years old in this day don't do.
So you think at 12 years old they know that at 12 years old?
Huh?
So you think they know that at 12 years old? You see what
you say? Not to let them boys put that mess on their head.
You see what your Dallas area middle school voted yesterday, right?
We ain't talking about
CRT. You see that, right? They're not allowed it in their schools. You see that, right?
All I can tell you, Chris, 12 years old, he's sitting there. Man, don't put that, man, get that stuff off my head. I'd hit somebody. That's all. My son, you got permission. Daddy gonna get you out. No. Hold up. Unless the little boy liked it.
I'm trying to tell you.
Then I'm gonna whoop
Listen, man.
Then I'm gonna whoop him again for liking it.
He may not understand what was going on. You guys are killing me, man. We got people that are old as us that don't want to know what's going on. That 12-year-old kid from Iowa, not from Houston.
Harrison Barnes is from Iowa, and one of the most intelligent young men I ever been around. Harrison Barnes is from Iowa. He's one of the most intelligent men I've been around.
Harrison Bum?
Harrison Barnes. Yes, he's from Iowa.
Harrison Bum.
Don't call him no bum.
Harrison Bum.
No, but you referenced the little kid.
I don't know Harrison Bum. I'm just
I knew him. Being from Iowa don't mean you know, Chris. No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Listen, I'd like to know what the parents. I'd like to see the parents. Hey, let's send us a call.
And this something we got 12-year-old kids need protection.
Yeah, they need protection.
Yeah, okay, he needed protection.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Because his daddy would have taught him if you didn't like that, you knock one of them ass off. That's what he would have told.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny because during the report, according to the report, I'm sorry, they a statement came from the reps from the Little League World Series, and this is their statement, their claim that there was no ill intent behind the action shown during the broadcast. See, this was actually shown during the broadcast, and I'm gonna go deeper with this. At these games, there are at least 7 cameras. At least 7 cameras at these baseball games. The camera person, when he hit the button for the producer to go live, show his live feed, he's the grown man. He knows what's going on as well. You mean to tell me nobody can say like y'all stop?
Yo, cut from that, man. Cut from that.
Yeah, cut from that. So the producer said, "Let's show it." The cameraman hit the button to say, "No, I got a good feed. I got a good shot. No, plug me in, beam me in." And now in the producer truck, they actually can see all of the cameras at one time. They decide which one is going to go that we are going to see on the other side of the screen. Think about this. So that means 2 grown-ups was okay with that enough to give that in that setting to get it to the world. And then they're going to come back and say there was no ill intent. We didn't say it was ill intent.
I expect that from the camera people.
Exactly. But we don't
TV. I expect that from them. I expect I ain't mad at the cameraman. I'm glad he exposed.
No, but the producer as well. Somebody needs to be chastised.
I ain't mad at the producer, Jim.
Who you mad at, Hannah?
I'm sitting here saying, what would make, and I don't know the little boy. I don't know him. I don't know how I don't know. But I'm talking about, all I can go is talking about, we need to teach our kids better then. Don't sit there and be humiliated. If you liked it, I'm mad. I'm gonna tear your ass up. If you didn't like it, why didn't you whoop nobody? He ain't gonna win. He gonna learn. Chris, we ain't got time. Chris, we got to teach our kids. At 12 years old, hold up, 12 years old, 13, 14 coming soon.
Let me ask a question. If it was any type of other stuffing besides cotton, would you have said something?
I would.
The fact that it was cotton is what's got you.
Cotton got me because I know what cotton. I'm from the deep south. I know what cotton represented. King Cotton.
In the state of Texas.
Yeah.
In the state of Texas, I was watching something yesterday where it was on Don Lemon. I was watching Don Lemon, where the Republican strategist says that, you know what I'm about to say, where they want to change the word slavery into involuntary relocation. Involuntary relocation. That's what they're attempting to do in the state of Texas. And you telling me a 12-year-old kid knows the meaning of cotton on his head in Iowa? No way. No way, Hunter. I know how it makes.
You underestimating 12 years old. They ain't like your look. They ain't like you over there with Johnny Jasper. What's you and Jimmy? What's the man name over there? Frank Seals and them used to take y'all. Yeah, Chris, they ain't that 12-year-olds no more, Chris.
We would know more back then than they know now.
Can you hold on? Can you hold on a second? Sure, them 12 years old, they got these.
But they're not. But Hatter, they're not searching that. They're
what?
Not searching that. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They will be. Hatter, I cannot believe you even saying that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
What the last 12-year-old you been around, Chris?
They're not looking for that type of information. That's not what they're looking at, Hatter. And you know and I know that. I got little nieces and nephews, and they ain't looking at that, nor do they have a clue what that's all about.
So the little boys just said, okay, it's I like y'all put it on my head.
I'm just telling you, he may not know the meaning of it.
Okay. Hey, Chris, he don't know it.
From the South.
Okay. So do me a favor then. Let's teach our kids better.
Yeah, well, at least teach them what it means.
Okay, let's teach our kids better.
But you didn't answer my question.
No.
If it was anything other than cotton.
I found a solution.
No, if it was anything other than cotton on his head, would you have said something?
Let's teach our kids better.
I'm with you. Let me ask you a question.
Cotton is symbolic. You wasn't listening. You was talking. Cotton is symbolic. You got to understand, man. I'm from the deep south where the cotton fields were. And how they used to do. King Cotton, and how Cotton used to be king, and how Cotton was instrumental in the slavery business helped Cotton. So guess what? I know what cotton means. So all I'm telling you is we need, back to what I'm saying before you talk about, well, they had to put something else on his head. We need to teach our kids a little bit better. That's all. That's all. That's all I want to say.
I'll let it in there.
No, that's a teaching moment for our kids.
It's
a teaching moment.
It's a teachable moment, but again,
yeah.
If we're sitting here think about this, man. We're sitting here having a conversation on the Chop Shop about Black wealth, about us having the ability to come together and do things for other people. We're talking about people sharing the show, propelling our show, and we're sitting here and we're thinking in the same breath that a 12-year-old kid will have the sense to know what's going on. In a state like Iowa, not from the South, where his parents would have told him that, where his grandmother would have told him that, where his uncles would have told him that. We're talking about in the place where we're talking about corn in Iowa. I'm just saying, I don't believe that kid knew what was going on.
Because the kid's geographical location, you saying he left
your geographical location.
No. I asked you. Listen to me. Because of this kid's geographical location, you saying he's not aware.
Absolutely could be the case.
Okay.
And because of your geological location, your son would be aware.
Absolutely. But the only reason he's aware because I've taught him.
That might be right.
So hold on, Chris. So my purpose was, since you just want, I'm gonna just let you, whatever you want to say is okay. But my purpose is, we got the people in Iowa can watch this show. Find somebody in Iowa and have them watch the show. That's the point I'm at. You want to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
That's what we do. It's a debate show.
Robert, if a kid's aware, if a kid aware at 12 years old.
Let me say this. Let me say this. How the people that grew up in Iowa, right? Did they know what Jim Crow was? Yes or no? So they grew up. Just hear me out. Hear me out. When they grew up, they can hang out with white people. They can walk places with them. They can eat at the restaurants and stuff. And then they drove down south, and they like, guess what? White, black water fountain. They're like, whoa.
I got a question.
I didn't know this existed.
I got a question. Is Minnesota close to Iowa?
Yes.
Marquessa Charles said they teach that in school in Minnesota, man. So they teach about cotton in the cotton fields in Minnesota. Hold on. Yeah, just you, Chris. They're not teaching it in an hour. So right across the border, I guess they're not teaching it. They're just not teaching it an hour, Marquessa. In Minnesota, they teaching it. Just not an hour, because Chris said the 12-year-olds an hour. Come on, Chris.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing
just because they had one little lesson about slavery and the cotton gin. They probably say, oh, yeah, who made the cotton gin? But I guarantee you, they're not teaching how this country was built on slavery, bro, with cotton. I guarantee you they're not teaching.
Okay. All right.
Definitely not
Anything
in Minnesota.
Anything else? Anything else you want to? Anything else you want to talk about, Chris? Because Chris, okay, a 12-year Chris said, Robert, a 12-year-old might not understand. Okay, he might not. All I was saying, all I was saying, I said if he was mine, he would have known, and he would have let. That's the point I made.
I'm just saying. The fact that we got black people running around here in this country as old as me and you that don't know nothing about black history. You telling me
absolutely
from Iowa don't understand the oh my God.
I understand. I didn't say listen, Chris. I said I said what I would do to mine. I wasn't gonna hit him, the little boy. He might not know. You saying he don't know no better.
I say he might not know any better. I don't know.
But I'm talking about the ones that know better. That's the ones.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, because when you know better, you do better. What else y'all got? Because that was Jimmy. I wouldn't have brought that sorry. I can't believe y'all brought up this sorry ass topic.
That's a good subject.
No, that's a good topic.
That's part of what's going on in the culture.
I didn't like it.
That's a good topic.
I didn't like it because I wanted to choke somebody. That's
I mean, and I get my last thoughts on that topic is one thing we left out of this is the fact that the kid has a parent, and the parent allegedly told the investigators or the questionnaires from Little League Baseball when they were that oh no, he was okay. They were just playing. They were just kids. And that parent would probably come back in about 3-4 years with an episode that could happen in her city, in her town. And she had a chance to tell. She could be telling the truth, but it showed didn't look like that was just everybody was engaged and okay with what was going on. That little boy wasn't having fun. That was a form of bullying. Bottom line. And then the team, I think they got their ass whooped and they're knocked out of the tournament. So we don't have to worry about them no more.
I didn't keep up with it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm
No,
gonna tell y'all the
I'm
truth.
sorry. They play today. They play today.
Hey, let me tell y'all the truth.
No,
Can I
got knocked out yesterday.
Can I be
They knocked
truthful, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
They sent me the article, right? I never opened the article and I just read the little headlines.
So you did what I do all the time.
No. I did not want to read that damn foolishness. That's what I just said. Man, see, Chris, protecting your energy is not a crime. So I protected my energy that day. I did not open it because I said, here's some more foolish. Somebody sent it to me and Jimmy on the little thing. I said, I am not gonna open this mess. Certain things that it just missed me with it.
But listen, we got a talk show, so we got to talk about it.
No, we talking about it. I'm just listen to me. I just said Jimmy brought it up, and we talked about it. So what's your conclusion about it, Chris?
I'm just saying.
What's your lesson?
That's why we have the chop shop.
No, forget the chop shop. Tell me what's your lesson from the boy with the hat. Give me your lesson. Give to the people.
I'm not on trial here. So let's
Give
I'm
the
not
people
on trial here.
No, give the
I'm
people
saying
what they want. What did Jalen Rose say?
You're not gonna back me into a corner. That's not how it works. But listen, here's the deal though.
No.
Here's what I will say. Just dude, yo, man, you're not ignorant. You ignorant.
I can't have it. I can't have it. I don't know. See, y'all, all it is, call me ignorant all you want to. All that means is I don't know.
Ignorant.
No, ignorant. Yeah, I don't know.
Yvette says we want to know, Chris.
Now.
Yvette, you see, people don't know that Yvette is from Minnesota.
She is.
Minnesota.
One of the best cities in the world.
To who?
At what?
To polar bears?
At killing people from Houston?
The Twin Cities, baby. Until that happened.
Polar bears?
Hold up. No, listen to me, y'all. I had a great time in Minnesota. I don't know what nobody else had. Chris, you will love Minnesota. Ooh, my goodness.
Listen, I've been to Minnesota plenty of times, and there's no reason to go back. Okay, there you go.
Well, you just with the wrong people.
There you go.
You with the wrong people.
Nah, it's terrible. They had the Final Four of Minnesota, man. We couldn't wait to get out of there.
So here's what we got.
The Final Four was one of the worst Final Fours ever.
Here's what we got on the deck. Speaking of Chris, we got you right here. Some NCAA news. How about this? One of your favorite topics, Chris. Stan Wilcox. You recognize that name?
I know the name. He's an announcer. He's an announcer.
Stan Wilcox. He's with the NCAA, and he's he's like a VP of enforcement with the enforcement arm of the NCAA. He sent out an email to all member schools asking the colleges, you ready for this? Could they please try to start investigating and I guess and regulate the name, image, likeness deals that each of their players have been permitted to sign or engage in by the NCAA in the first place. Now they want the schools to police this and police the players. Remember now, we've had a couple of coaches in the last couple of weeks that hinted that a lot of these name, image, likeness deals that some of these kids are signing. And I had a great conversation with one of the coaches from one of the schools in Texas, a college, a prominent nationally ranked school, just last week about this very topic. And he's this close from wanting to come on the chop shop and wanting to just let it go all out there. I can't wait till that happens. But here's the deal. I'm learning that from these coaches that a lot of people, how do you know if you signed a deal that's that's not valid. That's incomplete. That remember, certain people have done so. But they haven't been punished yet, or they haven't been identified yet, because what are you gonna do when you catch them, Mr. Big Bad NCAA? What the hell you gonna do if you find out they done? What are you gonna do? You gonna start wiping everybody out one by one and kill your product?
I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do whatever they did to Bill Self. Whatever Bill Self got, that's what's gonna happen.
They did nothing to him.
Hello.
Let me tell you what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. People can think what they want, and Hatter will be like, "I told you, I told you, I told you, I told you." That's what he gonna start yelling at people. They are going to start profit sharing with these TV deals in a matter of time. It's only going to escalate. And listen, I know we had Coach Griff on the show yesterday. And he might be watching, but as I said, I don't get paid to. What we say? What the Stephen A. line? We don't get paid to what? Talk to them. We get paid to what? Talk about them. So my thing is, when you say to me, it's funny. I had this conversation with my mom. I just don't think that those kids. Here's what she said. They not mature enough to handle this money. I know 45-year-olds ain't mature enough to handle the money. But here's the thing. It's the premise is that if a child actor can make money, if a Justin Bieber as a kid can make money, if a golfer can make money, if a tennis player can turn pro and make money, you follow me? But again,
it's okay for them.
But I'm gonna say it again. Here's the thing: if it wasn't, and that's why I always tell people, be careful when you say stuff like, well, those poor black kids, they need the opportunity because man, all these kids ain't poor, man. Stop that. All these kids ain't poor. They're not poor. Stop saying that. They're not poor. Like, stop making it like, oh, we got to do this for them because they're poor. Because last time I checked, they're not the only ones benefiting from it. They're not the only ones benefiting from it.
Let me tell you something, man. Them kids will adapt and handle this money. When one of my little youngsters, we was talking to me one day. I talk about this in there. They gave him $4,000 just to show up and talk to some kids one time. That used to be illegal. He makes sure he's paying his taxes on it because he got people like me around him. He said, Mr. Hatter, I'm not pursuing nothing because, look, I'm here to do what I came to do, and I'm not finna do all these appearances and all this stuff because that's going to take off my phone. But guess what? I went and got that. I went and got that $4,000. And think about it. That's $4,000 that his mama, his daddy didn't have to put in his pocket. He made that off of his name, image, and likeness. And hey, these kids gonna be all right. And all the NCAA trying to do is get people back to snitching on each other again. And ain't nothing gonna happen when they snitch on each other. Everybody know what happened at Kansas, and ain't nothing happened at Kansas. So, and I'm just sitting there saying, let it go. And Chris, you talking about? I told you.
They're not gonna let it go. They're not gonna let it go.
I'm just saying. But guess what? What are you gonna do? You couldn't police the other stuff. You're not going to police this too. You can't police. So what you're going to have to do is, because guess what? What's her name? They're going to open up that Supreme Court case again because he left some in his opinions that open up. Y'all keep acting like this.
That's why I'm saying they're gonna profit share. It's
y'all
gonna happen.
Have to share in all this other revenue with these same places.
That's right. I'm telling you, Chris, I'm telling you, it's coming.
But Chris, I'm telling you, I gotta know. Jimmy doing it. No, because I want to. What the people mad about now? They ain't giving them money. What are these people who complaining? What are they mad about?
But here's what's happening, Hatter. The money that used to go to the programs is now going to the kids.
Okay, so that's why they mad.
Yeah. Because think about this, Hatter. There are people that work in the development programs that go out and fundraise. They can't do their job right now. Because that car dealership, that restaurant, They know that the players are the one that drives the fans. Because otherwise they were just giving their money. Because think about this. If they want to get certain seating at a university, they have to give money. They put them in a pool. They say, well, you got to give this much plus on top of what do they call it? PSL? What do they call it when you have to get certain seats at the arena or certain seats at the school? They do it based on giving. Now, guess what? Some of that money's being diverted. And some of those people, they're trying to raise money for the university or for the athletic department, and they can't do it because it's going to those kids. It's going to those kids. Because you know why it's going to those kids? Because the kids are the one that drive it. That's why. And it's about damn time.
So now they want to regulate it now.
Yeah, they're gonna try. But you see the NCAA, I wanted to ask you about this. The college football teams or the Power Fives of football are trying to break away from the NCAA so they can do their own thing.
In football, technically, the money part of it, they already broke away from the NCAA.
That's true, but they want to break away from the enforcement part too, I believe.
Okay, all right. All I'm saying is, Chris. I mean, we could talk about this stuff, man. My thing is, the same way I'm thinking about the NFL, I'm finna juxtapose something, Chris. Here. The NFL have a concussion settlement. Okay? They had a concussion settlement that they got to pay. They didn't want to pay it. They got to pay $1 billion to the former players. So then somebody said, well, we got to pay them. Let's just pay the white guys. Don't pay the black families. Don't pay the black players. So they come up with the race norming and lowering the test so these guys get rejected from the test. Okay? So anytime that some kind of way, anytime that we're getting money, why people want to be against us having financial freedom or financial. Anytime Dr. Martin Luther King didn't get killed until he changed this. He said, whoa, I've integrated my people out of a burning house. He said, what's the use in being able to eat at the lunch counter if I don't have no money to buy the hamburger? I'm talking about civil rights, but I need to be talking about silver rights. So anytime our people or our athletes start getting something, now they want to change the rules over when the black athletes, you got to pay everybody for concussions, not the black ones. So you come over here, these athletes are getting paid. Oscar Sheetway riding around in a 911 turbo up and that was before he went to the Bahamas. And Jim, I want to ask you about that rule too, because they saying he couldn't make no money over here. Behind the hill, he got riding around in that 911T, Oscar Sheetway, and they said he had to wait to go to the Bahamas in order to make some money because he's a foreign student. I don't understand that.
If you're on the I-20, on the I-20, Hatter, then you here for a certain reason. So you here for education.
You sure about that? You sure about
something
that?
About that I-20 when you state what you got to state your reason for coming over here.
Okay.
Huh? That was
I think it's a state rule because I remember New Mexico, that's the one state that, it was okay for them to receive money. In some certain states, if it doesn't matter if you're an international student, you can't get NIL. So I'm curious to know. It's funny, I was talking to somebody in Kentucky, as a matter of fact, about that situation, and I didn't even think to get, well, how is he allowed to get it? Because I didn't ask that question because I know his representation. But there are some things they have to work out around that. Definitely some things. There's another kid at UConn. They were, he's from Africa, and they're trying to, that was one of the reasons why his NIL stuff was kind of tricky, because of the state probably. So I mean, like the international kids, there's some things around there, but again, the point still remains, and I know this to be the case. If it's going to sound crazy, and here's one of the things that always drives me crazy, and Hatter would know this, and you too, Jimmy. Every time we make it, right, or we get to the podium, I just want to buy my mama a house and get her out of poverty. Right? That's what we say.
Absolutely.
First thing we say.
Because our mom ain't
And
got no
nothing
house.
wrong with it. Nothing wrong with saying that.
Yeah.
I'll buy my mama a house, man. But they all don't say that. They all don't have that situation. Because guess who else is doing it? The other Hugh is doing it too. We're not the only ones doing it, but for some reason, it's always we're always happen to be saved. How do you pull my coattail to that? Say, man, we don't need another show about a white savior.
No.
We don't need another show about that.
And I didn't mean, and Chris,
But
you know.
I know what you're saying. No, I know
Okay.
what you're saying. That was a different thing. But the point is
Right.
that sometimes when we send kids to certain schools, like Alfio, right? I'm not even making fun of University of Texas. But I say, Alfio, why don't you send your kid to Michigan State instead of Texas? Now, Alfio, you're a Texas fan, and I know you love your people. Well, guess what? We're intentional here. We want to see my man at Michigan State do well. He's a black coach. We're gonna send our kids there. So that means Texas may not be as good because they don't get the cream of the crop from the black players. Or we're not gonna send the Nick Saban. But guess what? In college football, how many black coaches at that level are there? How many are there? Deion's gonna be one soon, but how many are there? That's a handful of them, bro, that you can choose from to send a kid to, which is absolutely insane. Is there one in the Big 12 in football? Is there a black coach in the Big 12, Jimmy?
Yes. No, the Big 12, I'm sorry. Big 10 is. I don't know about the Big 12.
Big 10 is the guy at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Is there one in the Big 12?
I'm not sure. That's good. That's
I
good.
mean, football is a cold sport, man.
It's cold. And we're brainwashed. Think about it.
Oh,
all this
God,
stuff
that's
that
a
I know
cold
about
sport.
football.
Jesus.
I'm gonna watch Hard Knocks. I'm watching it. I tape it. It's on automatic. And I know football is bad.
Ooh. That's why I like Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell surrounded himself with some dudes that played the game because they played the game.
But
And you
Chris,
look at the
all the
makeup of
time,
that
people
room.
who played the game
I'm not
can't
saying
teach
that.
the
I'm talking
game.
about that. I understand that, but then he got some guys like AG and Deuce Davis, some guys that do. The
Yeah.
quarterback,
Yeah.
Kenyatta being the linebacker coach. I'm
yeah.
saying if you look up the makeup of that room, look up the makeup of the room.
Oh,
They
the heck of a room.
They did the guy juggling. The makeup of the room is 90% black. Come on, man. That's insane.
What's insane about it?
So who do you? I'm making a point about
Okay.
the coaching part.
Gotcha.
Then you move over to the coaches. Who you think going to be more relatable?
Chris,
Come on, man.
They were given. Hey, Jimmy, you probably know about this. They was given they give a report card.
So Mike Locksley at Maryland, another black coach. That's we got.
Yeah.
Got about boy Mike Locks.
That's a good one.
We gotta get Mike Locks on the show. He'll be a good dude. Football coming up. We got to get Mike Lockley. I can get that done. We need to get him on the Chop Shop.
You know, you just make me thinking about Jimmy. I've been thinking about some stuff about football. I gave the grade other day of the NBA. Y'all went on the show. I did it early in the show. They come out with a race and gender grades for all the the sports companies and the companies in the Fortune 5. They give you report cards and the NBA got an A minus. Because they got an A plus in black hiring, but they had a B minus in gender hiring, and we was talking about it. Then the NFL, is way behind. But this story, and I want to share something with y'all. The Denver Broncos. I mentioned them the other day. You weren't on the show, Jimmy. Melanie Hobson. Is one of the principal owners. I sent Chris Walker. I sent him 2 screenshots, Jimmy, one day. I sent him a screenshot of the Denver Broncos ownership. Executive level, and I sent him a screenshot of the Miami Dolphins ownership thing, and he just said, "Well, what am I looking for?" I said, "Just take a look." And at the Denver Broncos, they named the owners, the Waltons. Robert Walton, he owner. Robert Penner, his son-in-law, Then they had Condoleezza Rice. Then they had Melody Hobson and Lewis Hamilton. They labeled them as owners, the Denver Broncos. Give you this information because a lot of people don't know it. On the Miami Dolphins, which they used to call the Black Wakanda, that's what they were calling Miami Dolphins, because the owner, Mr. Ross, Stephen Ross, he had this initiative called the Ross Initiative for minority hiring. This is the same guy who Brian Flores has a lawsuit against, right? But if you look at his ownership, he's the owner, and he lists Venus and Serena as partners, not owners, as partners, and Fergie partner, Mark Anthony as partners. But the Denver Broncos call their owners, everybody owner. Lewis Hamilton, the race car driver, he is a owner, part owner of the. They paid $4.65 billion for the Denver Broncos, the highest point. The reason I'm bringing the Denver Broncos up, because you're talking about black people, Chris. They have tabbed Damani Leach as their new team president. Okay? He was a part of the NFL offices, the head of their international initiative. He's a brother. And the new owners wasted no time in bringing this guy in. He had 25 years experience in this game. Jimmy, he worked with the NCAA before he joined the NFL as VP of Strategy and Business Development. So Roger Goodell, y'all got to remember, a few years ago, Roger Goodell has set a goal for more racial diversity in ownership groups. Thus, Condoleezza Rice. Remember, we was talking about what initiatives he was going to give, him and Jay-Z and all that kind of stuff, right? So he go back, Roger Goodell, front office and coaching staff, he said, we got to have more diversity. Thus, this ownership with the Denver Broncos, y'all do me a favor, go look at it, look it up for yourself. But then they tabbed a black man as the president. This is where the report card from the Institute of Diversity and Ethics in Sports come in. It's called TIDES. So check it out. The Institute of Diversity and Ethics in Sports. It's ran in Central Florida by Richard Lapchick. They do this. Yeah, they do the study every year, Chris, and they do a great job. The NFL on that side, they typically score below the NBA. You already know. And they was just talking about it, but I sit there and watch this guy, Damani. I mean, when I looked at his credentials, okay, he reports directly to the CEO, okay. And his time in the NCAA, I'm gonna give you some, because our kids need to know about guys like this. Damani Leach, the brother, he oversaw football and business strategies for the development in the NCAA. He had an CEO gig with the NFL. But guess what? I looked deeper into his resume. Check this out, Chris Walker. 3-time first team All-Ivy defensive back at Princeton. Do you know how hard that is to do? Life-changing. Damani Leach, remember that name? Damani Leach. Your homeboy, I didn't see what's his name? John Elway's name nowhere on this ledger when you go take it out. Go look at it for yourself. Young man is running this program. I'm cheering for the Denver Broncos. Chris, because you was talking about the diversity in sports. The NFL and Roger Goodell, they trying. I mean, I don't know, because it's hard to just change the owner's mind and say, hey, man, you got to go. But, hey, the Denver Broncos put their money where their mouth is. I just wanted to let people know that. Jimmy, what you got?
Yes, we were just speaking of the NCAA just a while ago, previously, and just shortly, about an hour ago, Notre Dame's executive deputy athletics director, his name is Mario Morris, and he's been hired by the NCAA as the vice president of administration and the chief financial officer. And
what's significant about it? He black?
I mean, the NCAA, Mario
Name Mario.
Morris.
Name Mario. He definitely black. Come on, man.
No, I'm just asking.
And
Well, you know,
But
mean,
you know
who's
what
the
was you?
president? Who's the president of the
no,
NCAA
we
right now?
just talking about. They just made an announcement. You see a lot of moving parts. Remember, NCAA is having new administration coming in because Emmett is stepping down. He's stepping down.
Mhm.
The sitting president. So now this new regime that comes after Emmett, remember he was aggressively saying we would never basically over my dead body would student athletes get paid. That ain't happening. Within 12 months, it happened. And they pushed him all out the way. And now, as Chris just mentioned, these conferences, the Power Five, P6s, are in serious conversations about basically forming their own union, about branching on off. College basketball, college sports, as what we grow up knowing it as, is forever changing. And the root of it all, which makes it more transparent, think about it. They just signed a deal, the Big Ten, a $7 billion deal, television deal. $7 billion. And then you look at it, so now we're happy. We want a parade. They want us to talk about, okay, the SWAC is going to be streaming on a subsidiary of CBS. They're not going to be on Channel 11 in Houston.
And not going to be on CBS Sports Network either.
Not going to be on that. And so we're supposed to have a parade.
But Jimmy,
For
think
what?
about what you just said. You're talking about with the fact that CBS, again, I mean, that's good that somebody is doing it. I mean, if CBS is doing it, I wasn't aware of that. But think about what you just said, and we talked about it earlier. $7 billion, the players get none of it. $7 billion. CBS is because they're losing the SEC. The SEC used to come on CBS. They're losing that either next year. I think it's next year. Is the last year. They're going to have the Big Ten now. $7 billion is what these networks believe. That's what football is worth, and the players get not $1. But yesterday I saw a press release that Nick Saban just got a contract extension, and he's going to make $11 million a year. And we get mad when a football player is getting $20,000.
I wonder why. I think I just said.
But yet, LeBron James just signed a contract for $97 million for 2 years. And how much does the coach make?
This man always got to say something about
Well, because he just signed a contract. I mean, he just signed it. It's news.
how much what coach
And how
make.
much does a coach make?
What?
The Lakers.
Oh, he makes $7 million. $6 million.
LeBron make almost 50. He make almost $43 million more than
What's
the coach.
wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Because players drive the market the same way in college.
No, that's a different industry, man. No, you ain't put that.
Hatter. They're getting paid now. It's changing.
No.
That's what we've been talking about.
No. I'm just
It's an
telling you,
ancient system.
it's a different
It's only
system.
a different system
It's a different
because the way it was set up.
It's
Hatter.
a different system. It's a different system.
Hatter, slavery was a different system.
No.
where you
All
didn't get
I'm
paid
telling
for it.
you, okay. All I'm telling you, talking about slavery. I don't go there.
No, I'm just
We
saying
got
different system
32
because the way it's
owners
set
who
up.
own those teams. Who owns the NBA? Hold on. Who owns the NCAA?
Nobody. What do you mean? Who owns it?
So
It's an enforcement
that's
arm.
it's a different structure.
I understand that, Hatter, but here's the deal. Only because the way the rules were set up in amateurism where they're not allowed to be paid. And now they're paying, and I'm telling you, a $7 billion TV deal.
You
they
just
should be
mentioned
profit
LeBron
sharing.
James and the coach.
No.
You mean you just throw that analogy? Okay, forget that analogy.
What I'm saying is, we watch a league where the players make 10x to almost 5x to coach. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, in college football, why does Nick Saban get to make $11 million and we think the players should make nothing?
Because in the NFL, the owners own those teams, and they pay in the NBA. The owners, 30 owners own those teams,
get that.
and they pay LeBron. Hold on, they pay LeBron, and they don't pay. Guess what they do to LeBron? They got a structure. Hold on, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me educate you. Just listen. Just listen. In the NFL, they have a partnership with the players.
Okay.
The players receive 50.1% of the basketball-related revenue. The owners receive the rest. Yep. Show me a model in the NCAA, what you complaining about, the Nick Sabans, where the players have a partnership with the other people. That's why I'm saying it's two different structures.
Of course it is. That's not my point is that it should be the same way. I'm not saying they're not the same.
How would you propose it be?
The players should have a union. What do you mean?
Okay.
The players should have a union in college, just like they do in the pros.
So if they have a union,
yes,
start a union then.
They trying. They knocked it down.
They tried a couple of years ago.
Well, you got to keep trying.
They're gonna keep trying.
Excuse me. Let me help you. I told you months ago to go read. I'm just trying to help you, sir. I'm giving information. I'm not giving you rhetoric. I'm giving you information.
You also said the NIL would never happen. You said that. NIL would never happen. I said, how are they going to pay them? They'll never pay them. And they pay them now. You said that would never happen.
I never said it would never happen. I said it's going to be a free-for-all. That's what I said. So, Chris, don't try to one-up me. I'm trying to give you information, and you trying to one-up you. I'm giving you information.
Be the same.
Listen, I'm giving you information. I just said, give me your parallel of this. You said, well, the players got to start. Well, start a union then.
They're trying, Hatter. What you mean?
Okay, well, start the union, and then you can request that we get paid. Until you start a union, what you crying about?
Hatter, do you understand that you have adults that are trying to that are telling kids you got to fight for it like everything else? Even back in the 20s and the 1910s, businesses didn't want unions back then. They don't want you to have the right to negotiate.
Spencer Haywood had to go to the Supreme Court to be able to come out of college.
Yes.
You have to fight. I know this information.
They're trying, Hatter. My point is,
I didn't say they weren't trying. You around here whining about LeBron James.
Why am I whining? Why am I whining? Because I have a difference of opinion.
Getting the 50,000 in the coach.
No, I'm not. No. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
But over here,
because that's ridiculous. You always tell me you pro player. You always say you're a pro player. That's what you always say. You against these owners, these quote unquote owners, you're always pro player. Even when the player is dead wrong, even when the player want to change his contract, even when he signs
I'm with the players in NCAA.
So be pro player for the kids. The system needs to change.
I never said the system didn't need to change.
So what are you saying then?
I'm telling you, you and your analogies is just, I'm going to question them because I got a brain and I think. I'm not just going to let you say something. LeBron James, comparing LeBron James' salary to the Tyrone Lue's salary and Nick Saban's salary.
But you're getting caught up in LeBron James, the name. All I'm saying is the player makes far more than the coach because it's a players' league. I could have used anybody else. I can use Kevin Durant and Steve Nash. All I'm saying is in college, the players drive the market.
Because Chris, stop it, Chris. Stop.
No, you
stop. No. Because I want Chris.
Hold up there. The Alabama quarterback makes more than football coaches on the team. Does he not? Yes or no?
Finish.
Does he not?
Finish. I'm gonna let you finish because I want you interrupting.
What I'm saying is the Alabama starting quarterback makes more than probably most of the football coaches, the assistant football coaches on the team. Does he not? Because of name, image, and likeness.
I don't know what he makes, but keep going.
Okay, the only person he probably doesn't make more than is Nick Saban.
Okay.
Right. So my point is, if it was like the NFL, right? Like I believe it's going to be in years because 10 years ago, how the people would have never thought that NIL would exist. You got people saying I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you got people that would have never. Jimmy, what are we talking about here? There are coaches that would have never thought
Chris,
they would
what are
pay.
you arguing about? I don't
My
know what your
point is the
argument is.
player, it should be, my point is it's going to end up being the same model soon. It's just taking a longer time to catch up.
So
That's
the
all I'm
players going to be in partnership
Yes,
with the
they are.
Okay. That's all you had to say.
Listen, it
You
only got to that
saying,
because you
but it's
disagree
not
with
in.
me.
I was just explaining to you the reason why the players don't make the money that the NBA and
I know that.
well, then that's not what I'm. But you
But
sitting up here talking about. You just used a bad analogy, man. That's all I'm saying.
No, you just, when I said LeBron, you lost it. That's all it was.
No,
Just be
but you
honest.
used no. How much the coach make? How much the coach make? How much? I said
Had it,
Tyrone Lue
had
makes
it.
$6 million.
It just started. No, it started when Jimmy said they got a TV deal of $7 billion. That's where it started.
Guess
And
what?
I'm telling you, if they sign a deal for $7 billion, why don't
So
the
that's
players get a piece
football
of it?
related revenue, right? Okay. So
Football rules are rules.
okay, for football, that's football related revenue.
Okay.
Football
TV
related
deal.
revenue. In the NFL, they got an agreement.
I agree
You get
with you.
this amount of money. So, right, I agree with you. Said, wait, the players got to have a union. They're trying. Well, then guess what? Okay, let them try and let them get a union. Until they get a union, Chris, this one, listen, they wouldn't have paid the pro athletes like that if they didn't have an agreement.
But didn't you just say that the judge left a opening for the players to be able to do that?
I said that.
So that's why I'm trying to tell you. That's why it may happen one day.
I didn't
The
say it
judge
would
left
never
the door
happen.
open.
See, you won't let me talk. I didn't never say it wouldn't happen. I just didn't know where the hell you was going with that analogy, Jim. I didn't know.
I was very clear.
Man, you were very vague. You were very vague.
Listen, I just said again that the Alabama.
So all you want? No, forget Alabama. So this what you want? Oh, now let me talk. I just let you talk. I think what you're saying. I think what you're trying to say, and I hope this is correct. The players, if they expect to get paid like these other leagues, they should form a union. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay.
they need
so
to, and they will.
If they form a union, and the union collectively bargain that the players get a certain amount of football-related revenue, and the schools get a certain amount of, then those agreements can happen. That's all I was trying to explain to you. The reason,
I get
the
you,
difference.
but I get you, but we're having two different arguments because I'm trying to tell you why it's
I'm not having an argument with you. I'm not having.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Discussion then. All I'm telling you is the reason why it's not happening because we look at them as kids. But again, when you see a $7 billion, I'm talking about I'm not saying Hatter. We look at them as children. We look at them as kids that don't deserve something. We look at them as kids because we're giving them an education that they don't deserve a piece of the TV deal. But yet, with the minute they become pro, they deserve 51%. And that's wrong.
50.1, not
50.1. That's wrong, is all I'm saying. That's wrong.
How's it wrong?
That's wrong.
It just hadn't been collectively bargained yet. It's not wrong.
It hadn't been collectively bargained because thank God that the politicians got involved. Because if not, dudes like Mark Emmert, the rule would still be what it is. He'd be iron fisting it.
I know Mark Emmert wrong. I've said on this show and said Mark Emmert was wrong.
And they've been wrong for the last 30, 40 years, not just now.
So what you gonna do about
it? They got to form a union.
They tried to do that.
Hatter, you know better, Hatter. You know better.
I just said I'm agreeing with dude. You so blind. You don't even understand when I'm agreeing with you. You blind.
They tried to do that. If that case with the Northwestern football team, they went to the Supreme Court. If they had never went to the Supreme Court, which they had to at the time.
Yeah, they had to.
Because they had won, they won the ruling, the NCAA appealed it, so they had to go to the Supreme Court. But let's say if that didn't go to the Supreme Court. That means that case would have been open to be on the docket for the Supreme Court in 2022. That was back in like 2014. If that case was in the Supreme Court now, then know what happens? A different verdict is rendered. That means they will rule in favor
Of the
of
players.
the players. If it was in there right now. This was just 7 years ago, 8 years ago. So my thing is, it's documented in Supreme. Now, once the Supreme Court, which they've already went and revisited and unraveled one law, which was the abortion law, Roe versus Wade, they've unraveled that one, and the door is open because of Clarence Thomas, what he says in his doggone opinions, that now it's time to go and unravel some other stuff. Well, that means this could be one of those other things that could be unraveled. If you're going to unravel other cases, this thing, first of all, you're dealing with federal antitrust rules. And remember, the NCAA is a non-profit organization status according to the federal tax code. So this is what you're fighting over. They've been getting money for years, operating as a business, as a for-profit module, and claiming that the help is just volunteering. But we're going to in exchange for education. And you had people that bought into that, and understand, people that bought into it and also advocated for it for years, for decades, with this slave ship type of mentality that extends from some of their forefathers. And this thing right now, they know, they just got to find a happy medium that, as you're saying, Chris, they know that sooner or later, either you're going to lose the entire NCAA, which is unraveling right now like a ball of yarn, or you're going to find a happy medium and consider these dudes employees. But no matter what, it's going to be a union, but they have to deem them the employees, which that's going to be the right thing to do. Because the name, image, likeness, there is nobody there to govern it. They're asking the schools now to police themselves. Think of what you're doing. You're going to ask the school, to police what your main boosters are doing and have been doing for years. Now you're saying start giving them up. You ain't been giving them up in the past. The compliance people they know what the hell is going on at the tailgatings before these football games. They know what the hell is going on when these recruits are coming on campus and they got to go around and see these people. And that's the whole thing about it, because I just didn't realize that so many people in society were actually so naive. You understand? Everybody don't like sports. So there's some people that pay their hard-earned money to go through the front door at these colleges, and they really would believe, man, nobody's going to give those kids no money. We don't cheat. We don't, and then that piss more people off to hear such ignorance, and people will be adamant that they will believe that their Duke fans would wholeheartedly believe, oh, Coach K and Duke, we don't have to cheat. That's the excuse they use. Oh, we're Kansas. We don't have to cheat. Then you get documentation and proof. Then it's like, oh man, that was yesterday. We ain't worrying about that. Let that go. Let bygones be bygones.
Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar in politics. Sounds familiar.
And that's what they do. But then, that's why I like schools such as, let's say, LSU, who've been through some recent accusations. LSU, you go to Louisiana, their fans ain't saying that. If you ever been through that, their fans say, yeah, come on here. We're going to take care of you. We got you. Now, they might going to use the word cheat, but they're going to tell you, we got you. Texas A&M fans, I give y'all that too. Down in South, they going to let you know. You come here, we got you. They ain't going to say, oh, we don't do it like that. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. You used to do that because then your head coach, who's one of the 5 head coaches in football, well, 6 now, that makes over 11, makes what? Over $9 million a year in football as a football coach. I think it's 4 out of the SEC, 2 out of the Big 12, out of the Big 10. 4 out of the SEC, 2 out of the Big 10 that make over that. Jimbo Fisher, remember, he came back, on the Nick Saban accusation. And Nick Saban, Jimbo, we don't have to do that. And people just get tired of hearing the people. Why don't they just say, hey, man, look, man, we ain't no different than everybody else. Y'all need to, we worry about your other stuff on your side of the street. We getting it in. We winning. Just like y'all winning, we winning now. I was this past weekend. I'm in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm looking. I toured the Ohio State campus for the first time, and I'm like, well, at the athletic campus, they have their own campus for the athletics. Their own campus, their own part of campus for all athletics is on side of Ohio State. And then you see it, and I'm like, wow.
But after this, Jimmy, after the Supreme Court ruling, because I want to go here because with Chris and help Chris about Kavanaugh. Really had it was Kavanaugh's opinions after Gorsuch made a ruling. They said what is allowed now. This is I wrote in my notes. This is 6/22/21. As allowed now, effective immediately, if a running back at Stanford wants to get a paid internship at Google, whether it's for $5,000 or $30,000, you cannot restrict a student athlete from doing that. In addition to educational benefits like laptops and etc. After that ruling, the big thing to me, and what I was trying to tell Chris is about, is the concurring opinion from Justice Kavanaugh, who is regarded as a very conservative individual. This the dude that shouldn't have been there because your homeboy put him in. He wasn't supposed to get in. It was his opinion that went alongside the overall opinion of the court, which was written by Judge Gorsuch, in which Kavanaugh called out the NCAA for its rules and practices and kind of tips his hand to the idea that the NCAA, as it's defined amateurism and how it has built up this huge industry, could easily be seen as violating the antitrust law. Let me read you one paragraph from what he said. He said, everyone agrees that the NCAA can require student athletes to be enrolled. Students of good standing. They always use that. But the NCAA business model of using unpaid student athletes to generate billions of dollars in revenue for the colleges raises serious questions under the antitrust laws, particularly in the highly questionable whether the NCAA and its member colleges can justify not paying student athletes a fair share of revenue, what Chris Hughes talking about, their partnership, their union, they on a circular theory that they said that the defining characteristic of college sports is that college do not pay student athletes, and it's more. He talked about this opening up, y'all. Some suits gonna come. When y'all start suing these dudes, it's gonna have to go up to the higher court, just like Bannon did, and it's a process. Yes, union, you can form a union. This man opened the door saying, y'all can't keep this model. You're gonna lose your antitrust protection if y'all keep doing this. And guess what? Some people just got to keep suing and keep suing and keep suing. That's how I was trying to, Chris. I knew what you were saying,
but you made a good point.
Huh?
But even what you just read, I didn't even know what you just read. Right. That was the first time you read it.
It's the first time I ever read it. Yeah.
You can't continue to make. Here's my point. And that's my point exactly. And I didn't articulate it the way.
That's why I said I'm trying to help. I will tell you, I'm trying to help you out.
But my premise was you can't keep making tons of money on unpaid labor.
Absolutely.
That is what we call slavery.
Absolutely. They didn't say this in there.
Listen, they didn't make the slaves live outside. They built them a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't not feed the slaves. They fed them. They gave them tools to work their yard. They just didn't have to pay them. But yet they profited like crazy. That's the same system. I don't understand why people, you know what the education cost says? It counts as the housing. It counts as the food. It counts as the equipment. But they don't get a check.
And Chris, and Kavanaugh.
Come on, man, this is crazy.
Chris, Kavanaugh alluded to, he said, for your union, he said, if players want to unionize, and collective bargain. So you can't stop a play. He said the idea is that the players can receive all these rights. Kavanaugh said he said that players can unionize and collective bargaining so they can get paid what? Outside the NIL.
It's gonna happen.
Kavanaugh. See, it's gonna go to these lower courts and they're gonna win. Somebody got to do it.
The people already know it. You can see in
It's
some
happening,
of the language
man.
on how the people. That's why the NCAA. That's one of the reasons why the sitting president decided to get and agreed to get the hell out of the way, because he was already bought by one side of the fence. Now guess what? You're not going to win. And this thing is going to, and now the student athletes, see, here's the thing now. Once again, we started talking about the name, image, likeness.
Right.
Then we started talking about the contracts at the NFL. I mean, the Big Ten signed a 7-year, $7 billion deal to broadcast the football games. Well, and then before then, we mentioned, if you just tune in, we mentioned that the HBCUs have a deal in place to stream, broadcast some of their games. And the good thing about it, I did not mention that was very important component of that is not only are the HBCUs, but one of our most under advertised, might be a short word I'm using, but one of the most under advertised figures, moguls in the media industry is Byron Allen. He owns the company that's going to provide that work the deal, that's got the deal with Charles McClellan and the commissioner of the MEAC, and he took that deal and then worked another deal with CBS and their subsidiaries to stream it. So Byron Allen is the key force or the key component in this. So now Byron Allen is a brother. Byron Allen, the media cable networks has been fighting to crush this man for years. And he found a way to you know what? Are you trying to box me out of the front door? He's coming in the door with the streaming and advancing himself into the new now. I applaud Byron Allen for that. Now, this stuff is the opportunities. As I mentioned before, we also talked about people with name, image, likeness deals who are not getting paid what they thought they agreed to. Then there's other name, image, likeness deals that people have gotten paid or agreed to, and they transfer in schools. So the miseducation of the name, image, likeness deals. But yet every school is advocated, and everybody have the right to secure representation for name, image, likeness purposes. So if they're securing what's supposed to be, there's no legislation other than that. But the people that's guiding you is supposed to be, these are some agencies. Then there's some people who claiming that they're an agency. And you could be an agent for somebody, but that doesn't make you documented. That doesn't make you an approved or certified. You're acting in the pretense of it, just like somebody can do legal work for you and they can act as your lawyer, but they may not be certified by the bar as a lawyer. And how do you know to fact check that?
Here's I want to know this, Hatter. I want to know this. Why is it that agencies are allowed to should it only be NIL people that can, or people who do that type of work that should represent them? Why would they allow them to sign with Excel and?
But
and
who's the pro in that, Chris? Who's the pro in that?
What?
Who's the pro? What? Who determines who's the pro in the name, image, likeness business?
I'm talking about
the just was established.
It's just been established, Chris. They got Chris.
How you know that?
So they have an NIL arm in they agency.
They just bring in. Yeah, they just They just coming up, Chris. This just like the NIL, what you call it, NIL was thrown together. All of this stuff is being go. Yeah, so somebody said, man, I got somebody. What they do, they said, look here, I got a marketing company, arm of my company there, so you can have the relationship with the player. I mean, it's you can't stop, man.
But they sign with the agency. They don't sign with the. So that's what I'm saying. Who are they signing with?
I don't know,
Are they
Chris,
signing
who
with
they
the
signing with.
agency?
I don't, Chris. All they doing is signing a marketing deal. You can't sign with. See, they can't sign a pro deal unless the kid become a pro.
Now you know what?
I'm gonna repeat that. You can't sign a players association deal because you got to understand the contract that you sign is from the NFL Players Association, NBA Players Association. So all they doing is signing a marketing agreement. You're not signing. You ain't obligated to that person. They just helping you with your NIL agreement. You're not a pro yet, so you can't sign. It's two different things, Chris.
Right.
When you're a college player, you ain't in the league. Some of these dudes ain't never going to the league. They ain't signing that agreement. They just sign.
So why are those agencies signing them then? Because they're professional
because
agencies.
they want to build a relationship with them. Duh.
So I got you. So what you're saying is, because we're trying to educate people on what's going on. So you're saying is they're using the lure, because they're not NIL companies.
No, they're not.
They're using the allure of the NIL thing to sign the kid to build a relationship so they can get them if they do go.
Yes. It's good business. It's smart.
Now, here's what I found out. And this is from a college coach. And I told you I had the conversation last week with one. There are some people like have the name, image, likeness deals with certain agencies. And all of those deals are not on a form letter that's systematically.
No, it's handshakes.
It's different stuff in different ones. And guess what? Here's the concern. Because this particular school, they've decided enough is enough. We're going to invest our resources into our own program, and we're going to have what some schools already have in place, basically our own. They call it a clearinghouse. Clearinghouse of these before you go and you sign this, we need to just check your paperwork, because they didn't have to show the paperwork to the school firsthand. That's their business, Chris. No. So this is what I'm learning. He told me. So
you saying they got to do it now?
Yeah, the schools wasn't supposed to be involved. It's just a particular school trying to enforce it, and I think that's wrong, because the school should be. I think that's wrong. Schools should stay their ass out of it.
Well, see, here's what's happening. Here's what happening, though. This is what I'm saying. We had a good conversation.
He still needs to stay his ass out of it, but keep going.
Well, here's the deal. If you come and you came to find out at a school, you invested your resources into this player, and what if this player is known, obviously, trust me, it's obviously known, it's not isolated, that several players out there, dozens of players, have actually signed their rights over to agents to get first dibs on the future deals after you become a pro. So those are verbiages in the contract, some of these agreements that some of these kids have signed. You've signed yourself to a name, image, likeness deal, and they're getting up to 20%. Up to 20%, not 3%.
20%.
That's
an endorsement, Jimmy. It should be 20%.
They're getting 20%.
Yeah.
So
some of them are charging 30%. Them the ones is wrong.
33. Some get as much as 33.
Yeah, they wrong.
I've heard the 33 number came out before.
You got to realize, and the reason it's higher because you have to go out and get these things. See,
exactly. I was gonna say they're getting the deals for them.
Yeah, they're getting the deals for them. So it's that 20% is really standard. Standard.
So
it's
now,
the people.
So now, what do you like? And I want to back up a little bit. So now, once again, for those, if you're a college coach and you have learned that your star player, right? Think about it like this: the schools are trying to find their own. Think about it like this. Let me pull back a layer of understanding for the people out there that I may have lost. Many schools have formed what they call collectives.
Collective. That's the word.
And the collectives
Not,
are all
but
over the place.
not the school, Jimmy. Not the school.
Not
the
what I'm saying.
boosters.
The school
Well,
is not
here's the
allowed
deal.
to do it.
The
Here's the
students.
deal how this goes. Here's how this goes. Let me get, this is some good stuff right here. Here's how this goes. So the schools know who the collectives are. And they know where their collectives is located. They know how to reach them if they need be. Here's what's going to happen. Certain schools are going to find the nonprofits that their collective can donate into. That's a mutual, unattached nonprofit, right? The collective donates into the nonprofit, which then will get a kid from that program to go and serve and volunteer and get sponsored from. You follow me? So the nonprofit, who's a second layer degrees removed from the collective, which is going to fund this nonprofit, this organization that may be already a 501c3 certified organization. Well, if they're going to pay this person from their own their own shell nonprofit, then guess what? What if this guy already has a deal in place and his agent or his agency is already gets first dibs? So who gets the deal? So who gets to do that deal? So that means, does the school get to come and do that through their own agency, or is that guy that? So this is what's
School
going
need to stay their ass out of it. To me, they need to.
You can't have the schools policing them. That doesn't make
They
sense.
need to stay out of it, man. They just need to stay out of it.
doesn't make sense.
And they just can't. They got to have control. See, now we coming back to giving them more freaking control. Somebody
Absolutely.
just said, why can the schools not participate in this money marketing operation? Everyone is making money. But school already been making money, man, for years. Chris, how many years you say, Chris? We trying to figure out the way the kids can make money.
Exactly.
In the university, in the coaches and your friends and all them people, they ain't on the side of these kids. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The coaches making money. It's only a problem when our kids, back to Chris in the beginning. Why is a problem when we start, they start giving, we don't have to go through them.
You don't want it that way. You don't want it. You don't want to have to go through them. They're gonna say, "Well, you can only make this much because that's what you deserve."
No.
You don't want to go through them schools.
That's what I'm saying, man. The schools ain't right, man. The schools is the NCAA.
Exactly.
The school's been wrong for years. I don't want their ass to have nothing to do with these people.
You know what it's like, Hatter? You know what it's like?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar. I was reading something about Lamar Jackson. No, I was reading something about Roquan Smith. Is it Roquan Smith?
Yeah, Roquan. Yeah,
Chicago Bears.
The defense.
And the game was on TV, and they have a black GM, young dude. I forget his name. I don't know if he's 37.
Oh yeah, you knew. Yeah.
They knew him.
Yeah.
And they were saying, and he was saying that this process was difficult because Roquan does not have an agent, and he's dealing directly with him.
The stupidest thing in the world.
That's exactly what they said.
That's Jimmy. That's like going into a courtroom without a lawyer. They gonna treat you different, man. Lamar, that's why you ain't got your deal done. You and your mammy over there running and talking crazy, and your mama's emotional. See, your agent, take the emotions out of it. You emotional because they going to tell you some stuff in these negotiations that you're not going to like. So you're going to get emotional. Y'all, all the negotiations are not amicable. They going to tell you some stuff that you might not like, but Sean, you did this. You did this. You did this. See, that's why you got to have your mouthpiece in there speaking. Oh, okay. But what about this? But what about this?
Dude, did you
go on, I'm sorry.
Heather, did you see the captain? Did you see the captain when Jeter was trying to get that last contract and he was sitting in arbitration and Brian Cashman was saying that stuff and he ain't never forgave him?
Dude, I'm telling you what happens, Jimmy. Jimmy, the stuff that these people that said about my clients in front of my face, I would never tell my client because I don't want him to deal on emotions. Dude, let's get the money. Well, he ain't this, he this. His mama, they talk about your mom, they say everything. These people are trained, just like what y'all said. I'm gonna give it a comparison. where you can think. Like a mama is no comparison talking to a college coach. A player messing around with one of these general managers, it's like a wolf eating the sheep. You don't know this guy is a trained businessman. That's over a $1 billion corporation. He is trained to not give you the money.
Correct.
And my job is to get the money out of his ass, because I'm trained to go get the money from him. You ain't trained. You somebody that told your ignorant ass you're going to save some money. No, you're going to lose some money not having a qualified guy that know what he's talking about.
Because you know where to find the money that the player don't know.
Players don't know how to, that's like you going to have brain surgery. And you just want the guy, the family practitioner down the street. Oh, I know him. He a doctor. I'm going to let him look at the deal. I'm going to let him work on your brain. You need the best neurosurgeon in the world to work on your brain. You need the best negotiator. You can't be cheap. Everybody gets paid. That's what people don't understand. In this business, it's set up for not just the freaking selfish ass player. Yes, I said it. Because I'm free. Selfish ass player. It was designed for the agent to get 4%. But you got these underqualified agents come and say, I do it for 1%.
Mm-hmm.
And your clown ass go right over there with him. And you get 1% worth of, a 0.5% worth of representation. Then wonder why, when things go wrong, they don't know how to get you out. Ain't nowhere in the world Rich Kleiman should have put Kevin Durant in that damn deal. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. Because I had my business manager do the deal. You always have a player's option in the damn deal. If we don't have that issue, Rashard Lewis, a deal he never would have got really paid. But we got these clowns coming up here thinking they know what to do. I can do it. I can get in this business. No, man. You always want to put your client, not your ass, not you having 4 years and Kevin can keep, and I got to pay you on them 4 years. No, you want to be able to let him get out of this contract to get into a better situation. Now Kevin Durant, that's why he had to go back. We ain't talked about it. I got 4 years. I told you wasn't going nowhere. I got 4 years, son. I'm Josiah. I got enough money to set your long, skinny ass down, and I'll play with what I got. I'm losing anyway. I didn't win with your ass, so I can win without you. And nothing you can do. He got a 4-year deal, Kevin Durant, with no option to get out of it. LeBron, in this contract he got, 1 year, then an option what? To get out of it. Always do that. But guess what? I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, so I can educate people. Y'all.
It's the same thing.
You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
It's the same thing Jimmy say about, and Jimmy sent me a text today that was just this morning that was just absolutely ridiculous. But it's the same thing you said about this youth basketball stuff. When you get dudes out there doing fake offers and stuff and fake stuff, it messes up the game.
Yes.
The same way you said, when you get agents out there taking 1%, you're messing up the
game. And all of that happened, guess when it happened? When David Stern said it's a rookie salary, it's a rookie deal, a rookie cap. The rookies can make it's a sliding system. So everybody said, well, I'm gonna make this much. And dude, you're still supposed to pay the people who work for it. You expect for these people to work 4 years for your sorry ass and not get nothing? Flying around, staying in the Ritz-Carlton, wherever you stay, for 4 or 5 years? I've done it. And get paid nothing? The system is made up for, I'm sorry, Chris, what'd you say?
That's what they expect. No, that's what
the
they expect.
system is made for all of us to make money, not just your selfish ass. You get the 96%. Agents don't get for 4%. I can't help it. I'm doing a lot with this 4%. Your dumb ass can't. I'm trying to teach you how to handle your 94%, your 96%. But you're trying to paint, like Jimmy said, paint, and everybody everybody trying to paint off the foe. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. I ain't never told this story on. It's a client. I ain't gonna tell you. I had to go talk to his dude, and his dude was in jail. All right, I had to go talk to his dude, cause he said, "Man, I just want you to go meet him." So guess what I had to do? I had to go into a jail. Don't you know it's documented when Robert Hatter walked into the jail? I got to write some stuff down, Jimmy. So guess what? I went into jail. Guess what he said? He said, "Man, my guy love you. You've been doing a great job. You've been that guy for him. I've been in here. All of this good stuff. But guess what? I need a percentage of your cut." Jimmy, this is a true story. This is in my book. I'm revealing the names in my book. I said, okay. I said, we talk about it. I wasn't finna blow the deal because the dude about to side with me. I wasn't finna blow this dude in jail. I tell it. I said, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So guess what I did? As soon as I left the jail, I went straight to my guy. He said, "Man, it was great meeting, man. I talked to him, man. Y'all got along." The kid was so happy that me and him got along. Because I was smart enough to say, okay, we'll table it. But I asked the kid, I said, I got to let you know, I got to be straight up with you. I got to tell you everything. Your guy wanted a percentage of my percentage. He wanted some of mine. He said, "Why? I'm going to take care of him. Why would he want some of your money?" This kid is so bright. And he said, but guess what? Me and that transparency at that moment, that's why me and this guy going forever, for the rest of our life, be partners in business and friendships and everything. Because I came to him and told him, I said, "Man, and I didn't come telling on the dude. I just said, look, I just want to let you know, we talked about he wanted some of my percentage. And the kid looked like, why would he want your money? Listen, why would you want your money? I'm getting the most." I said, wow. Unbelievable, y'all. One of these days I'm gonna have him come on in and we're gonna talk about it one day. And it's just
I think I know who it is too.
yeah, you keep on, because I'd had so many, your ass ain't gonna never forget. I'd have had so many, you'll never forget. But no.
But you know what? I got to run in a second.
Come
but
on, me too.
This is the part of the chop shop where people don't know. These are the conversations that we would love to, with the names, and make people understand. Because people, that's why we always talk about watching shows like Hard Knocks. Y'all don't understand the reality. Or when we go to the Ruck on Wood, and we watch all these kids, and then I get a call from somebody from the Rockets say, "Man, Justice Winslow just got let go. He over at the Rockets working out. He hoping he can make it with Portland." I'm trying to tell y'all, this is real life.
Yes.
But you ain't gonna hear that from Justice Winslow.
Yes.
I'm just telling you what the deal is.
Yes.
Let's get Justin Winslow on the chop shop and tell him, explain what it's like to be in the NBA when you can't get healthy and they ain't got no more use for you.
But Chris,
I'm trying to tell you the reality.
I love that, Chris. I got to give you a caveat, Chris. Got to give you a caveat. Damn, you done made me. God, you forget. Oh, when I was negotiating the contract after everything was over, and we got a nice deal. Do you know what the reporters did, Jimmy? That's why I don't have respect for you call the media. You know what they said? I negotiated his contract from a jail cell. I negotiated his contract from the jail cell. Jimmy, you got to hear that. Because what? They saw my name on that blotter going to meet that dude. That's what the press did to me. It's unbelievable, man. But Chris, back to what you said. I just wanted to Chris, I'm telling you, she talking about when this book gonna surface. I keep telling Chris, I don't know. I just don't want it to just sit on the shelf. I want y'all's ass to buy it. So I'm trying to make it so compelling. Your ass. I'm working on the title right now. You got this. Got to be must see TV. And that story right there. Oh my God, that ain't nothing. Wait till I tell you when a dude said, "Dude, you my $1 million dude." I said, "Why? Can you imagine the money you to save me? All these dudes getting in trouble, and you get me out of this trouble." Wait till I talk to y'all about that. Unbelievable. Saving.
I gotta run though, guys. I gotta run, man. Great show.
We getting ready to land the plane, man. We in extreme overtime. They got people ringing the hell out your doorbell down there. You know, we got you. We know you got.
They've been ringing the whole. Hey, they've been ringing the whole time.
A little new doorbell down there, man. You don't know how to act. That's how people in the hood do, man. I get you. So shout out to the folks over there, man, the family and everything. We'll be right back in on tomorrow.
Grandmother alone, Frank, man. I'm gonna send somebody after you, like.
No, hey, Frank, don't mess. That's my girl. Hey, she watched me. She always watching me, watching us on TV. Yeah, Chris be hating on me.
She watched you yell at me today too. She gonna get on you when it's over too.
Oh, Chris, I needed that. Let's get out of here. But Chris, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna really pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. Hold up, my daughter gonna call me one time talking about, don't be talking to Jimmy like that. I said, girl, you forget what time side your Jimmy didn't pay that tuition down there at TSU. Huh?
Remember Derek Jeter meme.
I said, Jimmy didn't pay that damn tuition over there at TSU. Jimmy had a scholarship. I'm the one paid. I said, boy, my family ain't worth nothing. But y'all, we out of here. Thank y'all so much, man.
Yeah, man, we back on tomorrow. Y'all share the show on your way out the door, guys. If you haven't done so, share this show on the way out the door. And guess what? We'll be right back at it on tomorrow on the Chop Shop. Make sure you spread the word about it. Your midday sports happy hour, the Chop Shop. Say, man, what's in your cup right now? Hey, I'm about to go float mine. Peace. Go Astros, baby. Go Astros.
We out.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop.